I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again.
Blame.
Listen to what I said, because it's hard to, you got 2 ears. Okay. I said a man should take care of the woman and his children as long as she fully cooperates, listen, and submits to that man. All the sisters on the panel, if you let a man busting you, if you let a man come in you raw, and you have his child, should you submit and cooperate with him for life?
Fuck no. So
checkmate again.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
Toy, I'm gonna bring you back.
What's going on, JR? How you doing, family?
What's going on, brother? How you doing? We're going to play a little bit more of this clip so we can further this discussion, and then we'll hop right back into it.
JR, real quick, can we just go back to like 30 seconds of when he said that?
Just go back, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like too much on it, man. Let's go there.
I had a lot of coffee today. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, bro. Here we go.
The vast majority of women that we are talking about right now have one man in their life. One. But here's the poison that's being put in the water. I don't need no man. I don't need no man is killing our women. Because listen to me, I'm telling you right now as a big brother, and I'm telling y'all right now, we can sit here, we can play games if y'all want, but we're gonna have a real conversation right now. I don't need no man that's killing all of our women. Because let me tell you something. You need a man. Whether you are romantically linked with him or not, you need a man. Every man that you know needs a woman. What if I weren't with my wife, I would need my sister. Because my sister has certain things in her that she's a perfect example. My wife and I are together. She is designed in her vision to see certain things that I cannot see, and vice versa. The reason why we are a potent partnership is because I have the ability, the unique ability to be able to see north, and I see north really well. She sees south really well. We both see what? East and west. So it's not that we're walking this way together. We don't see something. We have each other's backs. I see north. She sees south. I see north. I see east and west. What's my blind spot? South.
South, yeah.
What's her vision?
South.
South. If we're facing the same way, which is where everybody wants, we see everything the same way. Both of y'all are going to get killed by that train coming from the south because y'all are both, you got me. I need my woman because my woman has the ability to be able to see what I can't. She needs her man because I have the ability to see what she cannot. But if she keeps subscribing to the notion that she don't need no man, she's going to get killed by the train coming from the north because her man is designed to be able to see her blind spot.
In a perfect world, yes. In a perfect world, yes. That is not always the case.
The world don't need to be perfect. It does need to have polarity.
Agreed.
You understand?
Agreed.
We don't need to be perfect.
Agreed.
We got to stop trying to re-engineer this thing. There's certain things that nature has taken care of for us. We have to, and I'm gonna introduce a word that's gonna set everyone on fire, and I cannot wait.
Go ahead.
We all have to submit to what nature has taken care of for us. Now, notice, the submit is coming from which side? Both sides. You got me. Who's?
I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. As I don't need a man protected women or made it harder for women to recognize the value of good men.
I think men themselves have done that. I don't think the statement. I think they've done it themselves.
What did she say? I didn't hear her.
I said I think men have kind of done that themselves. I don't think the statement really puts that much emphasis on it. I just only because I hear the way some men speak and the conversations that they have, so I feel like they kind of just do it themselves.
Done what?
Sorry, say that again.
Men have done what to themselves?
Basically, like I don't want to say like portray an image, but like it's not like women. Well, I mean, I guess some women have put them in that light, but um, I feel like it's just like almost like not necessarily an assassination of character, but it's just something that they kind of just do themselves with their actions and the way they move. I feel like the man that is like looking for this type of woman doesn't exist as like as much as we think he does.
Or maybe you lost my question. I said, what have men done to themselves?
I was just more so talking about I feel like it's like an assassination of character in a sense. And I feel like that's something that they kind of do themselves. Like I mentioned something before about like building women up and then tearing them down, or tearing them down and then building them up in the end. So I just feel like it's just something that not really necessarily women portray, but what they do to themselves.
Are you referring to like men making themselves like, or are you trying to say that it's men's fault that we say that we don't need them?
I'm not saying it's their fault, but I'm saying that they contribute to like their own demise.
And so how do we have a demise? Are you saying basically women view us in this negative way and we're at fault for that?
I'm not saying that you got, well, yeah, I am kind of saying you guys are like at fault for it because, um, again, like I said, I hear the things that are being said and some of the conversations that I hear from men. And it's like, even just sitting on the panel, like, I don't really see, like, even in myself, I don't have any of these things going on around me. Um, I hear it, but I'm not really like exposed to it like that. So from my perspective, I see men kind of like just creating like it on their own.
I'm so confused.
Could you give me an
I think
example?
I lost.
So like when they were talking earlier, and he mentioned and he was talking about the man and the woman, I was just saying like the man that's looking for like the submissive woman, like he doesn't really always present those characteristics to even get that submissive woman. Um, I don't really feel like it's necessarily something that women present. I think it's something that they do. I think it's in the way that like I don't want to say like they were raised or like anything like that, but I think it has a lot to do with stuff like that. I don't think it has a lot to do with the women that they're interacting with.
What
That's
are
just
those characteristics that he doesn't possess?
he just was talking about submission. And I was just saying like sometimes you ask for something and you're not even in a position to like receive what you're asking for.
So give me an example of that right there. Give me an example of a man that's asking for a submissive woman, but he's not in a position to receive it. If you can.
I couldn't give you that
Can
example.
can I try a stab at this? I think what she's trying to say, or correct me if I'm wrong, but for instance, if there's a man who doesn't have like he's not passionate about anything, he doesn't have a purpose, or he doesn't know where he's going within his life, he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, how can he manage or lead a team if he don't even know what he's doing? So I guess something like that.
Oh,
Could
okay. So
be.
you're trying
It
to say
could
that
be
that's
funny.
that reasons like that are the reasons that women look at us this way.
No, I'm just trying to give the characteristics that she said that he may not may not have that you need.
I think that was actually like a decent example. But if you don't like, if you're not qualified, you're just not qualified. So how could you like be looking for something like that you're not qualified to receive?
What qualifications do women believe men need in order to lead a relationship between you and him?
Um,
That's for everybody. I'm not picking on you, Candy.
You might be sleepy. No, it's cool. You might be sleepy, Candy.
no, I'm not sleepy. I just see things just a little bit differently than exactly how you guys see it. Like the examples that I've had and the things that I've seen aren't exactly, again, like I told them earlier, like I hear men who say stuff like this, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, Candy, we want to understand. We truly want to understand your point of view, and we want to see things the way you see it. If you can, we're just trying to get you to. We're trying to help you be able to kind of get us to see it.
This
That's
is my
all.
first time, so I'm also like nervous and stuff too.
Can I just
So
can I just ask a question real quick? You had said something about submission. So are you saying like, certain men want a woman to submit, but they're not they don't know how to properly lead?
that too, and then like if you want a submissive woman, like I feel like I don't know that it goes back to that qualification thing. Like, I mean, if you want certain things, like you have to have certain things. I feel like if you want to make money, you have to have money to make money. Like, you can't like get if you can't give like.
So you're saying like women are or men are expecting a woman to be a certain way, but they aren't bringing their part.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I just wanted to chime in really quickly on the specific topic, right? So men or women don't need a man. So that was the context of a lot of what they were talking about. And they have taken a lot of men have taken that out of context. That first off, the conversation is about relational. It's about a woman requiring. So if we think about need and necessity, the difference between a need and a want, at some point in time, women depended on a man financially to take care of household, even to get married. Like, the goal was to get married so this man can take care of you, etc. So that there was a need. There was a biological need. You have my foundation. You're putting food in my mouth. That was the need. So now we are in a position to care for ourselves and handle those Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? All of those biological things. So there is no need. And then there's weaponization. So guys take it out of context to mix need with want. That the gist of it is that we have been given the opportunity because we fought for the opportunity to say, hey, can we have equal education? Can you just give us a stab at equal pay? Can you just give us the opportunity? And then you see, especially with Black women, that once we have the opportunity, they say that you can, that we have been excelling in those areas. So now it shifts to the man being qualified, being charismatic, that this isn't just a default, that now we need you to survive. So we have to fall into marriage and depend on you. Now, oh my God, you actually have to bring fucking something to the table. You got to have some sense. You got to have something behind there, some substance. So I just think that it gets taken out of context a lot of times where they're conflating like need with want. I land there.
You get Bo in there.
I think that we should not be having the conversation about women not needing men, because I don't think men even understand what women are talking about when we say that. Now, there are two types of women. I've met the women that constantly tell a man, I don't need you, I don't need your money, I don't need, while constantly using their money and resources. I've seen that. I have guy friends. I know that happens. But they only say it when they get mad at them or when the guy is telling them something that's best for them. And now I don't need you, I don't need your money. And then, hey, can you buy me a refrigerator? Because mine just went out. Okay, we got those women. Great, cool, thanks. But you have women like me. In this instance, I am talking about me and the women like me. When I say I don't need a man, and trust me, I have never said that to an actual man. I don't sit in front of a man's face and be like, I don't need you. What I mean when I say I don't need a man, just in general, is you don't got to pay for none of this. My lights are on because of me. I sleep in my bed because of me. I drive my car because of me, fully insured because of me. I buy my own food, all of the things, right? So, like, I don't need you to not be homeless, carless, and hungry. I need you in other ways. I need you in ways that don't take money. Like, I'm cool if you don't give it to me. I'm cool if you don't have no resources. I need you in other ways. So that's why I think we don't need to be having these conversations with men, because men cannot tell the difference between those two women. So I get it, guys. Like, I know what y'all go through. I have guy friends. I'm completely sympathetic and empathetic with when it comes to that. But you demonize women like me for just living, paying our bills, and not using you for your money and resources, and only wanting you for the person that you are. And I need more from you guys in that way than I do your money, because I can pay my own bills. So that's all I'm saying.
Ali?
So let me just say this first. Men love women and we need women. But the more y'all talk every single day is a more case to why they should repeal the 19th. Why y'all should never lead nothing to nowhere. Y'all don't even deserve a father. You don't deserve the hell that you give yourself and to the people every day. That's what you deserve for trying to save y'all from yourselves. And y'all don't listen to nobody. Y'all don't even listen to your divine intuition that y'all say that y'all got, that we never see actually come into fruition, because y'all keep making those horrible decisions. Y'all deserve what y'all keep getting. That's piping misery. And I think Trav was talking about women just liking men for their finances or because of their height. So if y'all like us because of that, but y'all have sex with everybody else until you're ready to settle down with a man that does what you want or gives you what you want, then men should only settle down when y'all give them sex, when you cook and clean, and when you shut up. That's when we should start entertaining y'all. Because at the end of the day, most of y'all are dealing with DNV. Having to tell you what to do is order, and you listening to me, so I take care of you. That's why you lead with sex, and that's why you lead with trying to get attention instead of a family, because y'all lead yourself to just attention. That's it. All you want is sex and attention. So all y'all deserve from now on is sex. If y'all can come on here, whether it's one way or another way, it could be option A, B, C, D, whatever you want to go through, and come with an option and say you don't need a man. No man, I would never respect the man up here to say he doesn't need a woman. Or he doesn't respect the existence of women. Y'all keep saying those things, and then you want somebody to chase you down and pay your bills and marry you. So if you don't need us, all you deserve is the pipe in the misery that you've been creating for yourself for all these last generations. That's what y'all deserve.
T, Bo, I see y'all both making faces over there. T, you got something on it?
That sounds like that sounds like a preference for a male. That's what that sounds like to me. Because if we talk about the failure that the patriarchy and the men have led us to, men have driven this country from day one. They said, you little feeble women, you stay in the caves, you're not capable. So all of the wars that we have gone through, your POTUS, the idiocy that he has, that all of these leaders, these male leaders who have led us to hell and poor decisions over and over and over again, the majority of the wars that happen are because of you men and your brilliance, right? And your smart emotional decisions. You have a president in office right now who is the biggest fucking So here's what I'll say to that. If women are unintelligent because of his reasons, that means that men will be even more, because their performance record is worse than what women's are. I land there.
I got a question. I would love to know, what is the alternative or the patriarchy and its quote unquote demise. I would also like for you to point out the institutions that are led by women, instituted by women. I would like you to point out the societal standard that women have set that we can enact as a collective and that works for male and female alike. I would like for you to point out any leading industries that women overall dominate. Because what I find interesting is that I said this a few broadcasts before, women are horrible losers, in my honest opinion. They arrive at having a loud presence after the game has already been won. The rights you have, the privileges you have, you did not fight. No woman fought for crap. The only reason why you have rights now is because men were benevolent enough to say, okay, you know what? Maybe we need to go ahead and open up some reins of some things. Maybe we need to create society in a way that is a little bit more balanced. And what is interesting is that the men who have done that, and this is what I find interesting, is that women like to point out from their viewpoint generally that if you were so great, there would be no imperfections. In your vast leadership, you should be perfect. You shouldn't make mistakes. There can't be any bloodshed, because if women were in charge, they clearly would do it better. And what's interesting is that the one thing that y'all could control collectively, your womb, the women that typically get pregnant at a high rate abort those very, very babies en masse. So I would like to know, where in society is women's ingenuity? Where is their prowess? Where's their leadership? Because I've yet to meet a woman who was educated and didn't get that information from a man's books, from a man's logic. I've yet to see it. So I'll shut up. I'll pass it. I want to be educated in this.
I equate, and you can just fill in the blank. This is equated to racism to me, because this is like the white massa who came over and colonized us and told us that we are not equal, we are not worth, I think it's like 1/10 of a man or 3/5 of a man, that you ain't shit. And therefore, they are going to provide, because these are some of the same reasons that were used to promote slavery. It said, oh my God, why are you all complaining? Don't I provide you with a home? Don't I give you all wages? Don't I treat you good? You can fill in the blanks and put female to male with that. You robbed us. You literally told us that we were not capable, and you put us in a bucket that said you ain't shit, similar to what the white man did when they colonized black men. I'll even equate it to if you ever heard of a person called Jackie Robinson. Do you understand that at some point when it came to sports, they said that niggas were not equivalent to the YT people, that they weren't qualified? All we needed was an opportunity. As soon as Jackie Robinson got the fucking opportunity, he showed, that, oh my, we're more than qualified, we're great. So that's what happened. You all have told us that we weren't shit from the beginning. We're not equal to you. You have stripped us from our rights. You told us that you were greater. We are only feeble women. And now that you're seeing, just like Jackie Robinson, when you give us the opportunity, we're actually fucking great. So this is a circular argument. The same people who have stripped and raped us and told us that we weren't shit, similar to the white man telling the black man, are then saying, well, you have the opportunity now. We don't even have the same track record. You have had years and years and years. So you have had a long track record of performance to be able to show up in comparison to the umpteenth period that you have allowed us. But I will tell you that there have been great women. There's been Sojourner Truth. There's been Harriet Tubman. There's been Queen Amina. There's been Queen Elizabeth, that we have actually reigned once we were given the opportunity, from you all raping and taking it from us. It's ridiculous.
So, hey, True. Go ahead, family. Because go ahead.
Because I appreciate her passion. I don't want to go all the way back to the Mayflower, but you didn't answer my question at all. There has been no ingenuity, and I would encourage the women who are listening, please do your history. There's never been a time that women have not performed in society and contributed. That's not my argument. My argument is that there is this competition. I think someone said it earlier. Y'all got dick envy. men have no problem participating in society with women. Women got an issue participating in society with men, especially with the things that we want. That's the issue. And it's blatantly disrespectful that we allow. If men woke up, we're not even talking about all of us, a fraction of us woke up tomorrow and said, y'all ain't doing nothing we don't want you to do. That's what that is. You couldn't change it. You couldn't stop it. And that's why I said, please point to me where their society benefit outside of patriarchy would exist. Because if women,
there's a lack of comprehension. And this is, respectfully, because I've actually given 4 examples. Again, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Amina, who's from Africa. I'll just land there. I'm not sure if you know, but Harriet Tubman was also a leader in the army. But here is the sheer point that you're missing. If a person is robbed and stripped of something, if you have a group of people who says, I'm never going to give you the opportunity to do it, how is it that we can even prove it? Now, during the times that we do get the opportunity, we have reigned. Look up Queen Amina of Africa. Queen Elizabeth has reigned for a very long time. So I'm not going to give, like a multitude of examples, but it has happened. The gist of it is, if you are stripped, similar to the white man stripping slaves to say, you ain't shit, you ain't worth nothing, you're not qualified, you're not better than us. But once they are given, just open the doors and give them opportunity, then you will be able to see a comparison. So we don't even have quantity. We don't have the years of time because you have taken it from us. And now that we have been provided with some years to demonstrate, because this has just happened over the civil rights era, we don't even have a comparison, a fair comparison in history and to compare our performance. It doesn't make sense.
So true. You let her scapegoat the point of the fact that we're supposed to be talking about relationships, not a history lesson, right? So we could talk about Malcolm X, we could talk about Martin, we can talk about Nat Turners, we can talk about the Black Panthers, right? But Black women are the ones using feminism in the court system against their men. Black men aren't using the system against their women. Y'all pro-Black until it's time to delete babies. Y'all pro-Black until it's time to go on slut walks. Y'all pro-Black until it's time to be a feminist. Y'all pro-Black until it's time to get your man locked up and tied up with the court system for 18 years over a child that's his when he has to fight for him. So we not doing anything. We can't use the system to go against you. We try to get cooperation from you and lead our households. Y'all are using the system against the men. Y'all are anti-Black, but promoting pro-Black. So again, we're not deleting the babies. We're not the feminists, and we're not the ones using the court system against our men. Tell us how it's equivalent to what true, chaotic, or real, or what a man can do to you using the court system against the women in America. How can we use the system against you the way you use the system against us? Can y'all respond that before y'all say, can I say I feel or think? Can you tell me what's equivalent to the Black woman using the system against her man, which is using the white T-man system against their women? What is the white Black men doing to use the system against their women, equivalent to what the Black woman is?
I don't think it's the system that they're using, court system. I think it's just the system in general that they're using, because I feel like a lot of times, well, I can't speak for every woman, but I know that there's times where, a woman would take a man for child support if she's not getting the support she needs for that child. Now, if she's doing anything outside of that, I can't speak too much to that. If he's a father and he's not helping her, he's not paying for anything, he's not coming to get his child, he's not seeing this child on a regular, he's not consistent in that child's life, then them going for child support is just trying to get resources for the child, right or wrong.
Yeah, should she have married him? Should she have kept her legs closed? Should she have listened to her father? Should you have listened to the church? Should you have listened to your mama? Y'all don't listen to nobody. Hold on. I'll let you land. Toya, I'll let you land. I let you, Toya, I'll let you land, right? I'll let you land, right? You landed. You landed. No, I'm making the case. I'll let you land. You let her say that we're like the white man going against our women when the women are literally going against their men using the white system, and then you don't want to concede to that. So again, how is that in the same manner? Can you address what she said first, and then we move on to your point? She said that we're like the white T-man against our women. What is equivalent to the Black woman using the system to delete our babies using the system to be feminists, using the system to over-sexualize themselves, using the system to be on OnlyFans, using the system to to make a man fight for his child and have to be tied up with the court system. Can you tell me how the black man does anything equivalent to that, to what the black woman does using the white system?
Which
Oh, no,
point
Candy,
do you
hold
want me
on,
to
Candy.
start at?
I gave you a list of them, so you can pick 2 or 3 of them. So let's start at this. You're using the court
Okay.
system to
So
have
they
a man.
say that there's a bunch of single women running around raising children, right? This is what the story is. There's a bunch of single women who are just bitter, horrible women raising children on their own and putting these children in jail because there's no father figure around and it's all their fault. Where's the dads? Where are they at? Are they hiding?
So you
Or
didn't
is
answer
it
it
that
again.
she's
That's fine.
so unbearable and they cannot get along to the point where the child suffers, right?
Right. So I'm happy. So you didn't answer that, and I'm gonna go on to your talking point. If you got a baby daddy, if you got 2 baby daddies, 3 baby daddies, if you can get cash apps, if you can get a guy to change that tire, if you can get a man to get stomped out, if you can get a man to take you on dates, if you can get a man to fly you out, if you can get a man to take you shopping, why can't you keep a man in your child's life? Why can't you do it the right way? Make sure you get married before you carry, and every time you let a man bust inside of you without no
So
condom.
in situations
I didn't
where
finish.
these women have
Toya,
been
I didn't land.
married
Toya, I didn't
and
land.
every
Toya, I
time
didn't
they
land.
go through a
Toya, I didn't
divorce and
land.
their
Toya, I didn't
fathers are
land. You
just
landed.
gone,
Toya.
then what happens?
Oh, Toy, he gotta finish
Hey,
first.
Go ahead, Land.
is it my fault that you open up your legs and let me go in raw, or is it your
So
fault
why is
that
it
you didn't
her
get
fault
married?
that she decided to go after
Because
you?
y'all said, hey, so Candy, so that's 2 of y'all, right? So y'all said it's my body, my choice. Didn't you say that? Don't
We
y'all say?
both got a choice.
Hey
If we
Candy,
laid
hey
in it
Candy, hey
together when it's
Candy,
time to take care of this baby, why
is
we
it my
can't do it
body? Is
together?
it my body, my choice?
Let
Is it
him
your body, your choice?
talk. Let him talk. I
Okay.
want to hear what he has to say.
You pick who has sex with you. You pick who's intimate with you. You pick who can become a father. You pick whether you have a kid or not. So up to the age of 29, 63% of black women don't have no children. You don't have no kids. Black men and black women after the age of 40, most of us will end up having kids, but you don't have kids by then. So even if they want to create the narrative that women are having kids out of wedlock, that's cool. But most sisters still not having babies because they didn't want to have one. If you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, you chose to have those kids. If you have a baby daddy, a second baby daddy, a third baby daddy, you chose those men. That's how you dictate your life. You lead with your breasts, you lead with your ass, and you lead with sex. You don't lead with virtue. You don't lead with submission. You don't lead with cooperation. You don't lead with being a lady. And you go, you know what, man, this dude about to put a ring on my finger. He gonna get married to me, and then we gonna have a baby. You have sex first, get bust in, then expect the man to marry you after you did everything the wrong way. Is that logical for sisters? Because that's your womb, that's your body. I gotta watch where I give my money and time and energy to. You gotta watch where you give your box to. So if you control your box, it's your fault that you give it away to all these bad dudes and then want a sucker or a good dude to take care of you and save you from all the bad decisions that you made. And you still don't listen, you still don't cook, you still praising God, but ain't doing nothing righteous. So again, why should somebody save you after you made all those bad decisions when you control your box?
Michael?
Yes.
Yes?
And then Bo.
Okay.
Yes, Queen.
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. There's no denial in that. However, I see more often times than not, women have been getting married, doing all the things the right way, and then sometimes they end up divorced. And when they end up divorced, these fathers that are supposed to be there for their children that they created during a wedlock are no longer present in their children's lives. And I'm trying to understand why that happens, because even if you go through a divorce with your wife or whatever the case may be, you still made children. Those are still your responsibilities. I don't see why there should be a single woman running around in the world without any kind of leadership for her child if he has a father that's alive and not in jail.
Ma'am, I'm gonna ask you again. Should men protect and provide? Toya?
Yes, for their children, of course.
Should a woman keep her damn legs closed before she's married?
You missed the part where I said she was married?
I'm gonna ask you again. Should a woman keep her damn legs closed before she's married?
That's not realistic in today's world.
So
But
it's always
yes,
that checkmate and checkmate.
in my
Y'all want to be
opinion.
a hoe, and you made my point. You can be a hoe. You can have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. You want to be a hoe, and then you want to somebody to take you away from that wholeness. You want a man to save a hoe, right? Y'all can become a. You want to be a wife, right? But we can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's why y'all get. Let me finish. Let me finish, ma'am. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish,
Talking about
ma'am.
being a hoe
Let me
and
finish,
people's
ma'am.
wholeness.
If you
That's not
listen,
what I'm
you got
talking
God
about.
gave you 2
I'm
ears.
talking about the
God gave you 2
children
ears.
missing their
God gave you 2
fathers
ears.
and the father
God,
figure that
God.
they need in their
So I'll
lives,
address it. I'll
regardless of
address
you
that
being
too.
a hoe or not.
I'll address that too. Almost 60% of children live with their fathers. Almost 80% of black men are involved with their children. You have to go to the minority to make this point. That's based on the CDC. That's based on black women self-reporting that most of the men are living with their children, and most of the men are spending time with their children more than any other race, supposedly as well too. But we ain't got to go there, right? You keep talking about the bad men. You keep talking about the men you let inside of you, and not you in general, women in general. They keep talking about the toxic men, the lying men, the cheat men. You've been looking over good guys since high school. You've been looking over good guys since college. You've been looking over good guys since you graduated from college. Y'all can tell us all about the bad men, but for some reason, you can't identify a good man, but y'all the most educated and got the highest education rate. Why are you so bad at selecting? Why do you still stay pregnant by the bad men instead of just being with the good ones?
I got a question. If I
Oh, okay. Oh, true. You going to please let her answer that, my brother.
I just want to speak one day.
Hold
I've
on,
been
Bo.
asking
Please,
for a
Bo. You
long
can speak,
time.
Bo. Please
Long
let her
time.
speak, Bo. You can talk as long. Please let her answer that.
No, I asked to speak before y'all started.
She didn't even answer.
No,
Ask her a
I
question.
did. I asked to speak before y'all
Yeah.
started. This
So
has
how
been
about
20 minutes ago.
Toya, if you can answer that
20
question real quick,
minutes.
answer that
But
question,
go ahead.
and then Bo right after Toya. If you can answer that question, Toya. If you don't want to answer, let Bo go.
No, I told him I don't think I can answer that question because that's not my experience. So how can I answer the question unless you want me to just pull something out of
So
the
you've
air?
been generalizing the whole show, and you were generalizing other people's experiences plus yours. But now all of a sudden, when you have to concede or can't answer the question that you know the answer to, now all of a sudden that's not your experience. I hear you, sister.
All right, Bo, go ahead. You get in there.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
You've been generalizing the whole show since you've been up here and speaking on different experiences of people. You were talking about men who don't take care of their kids. Now that I asked you a question that you know the answer to, that's why I say y'all not emotional. Y'all are logical. Y'all decide to be liars, and then you use your emotions to make those decisions. That's checkmate. That's my point. Go ahead, Bo.
Go ahead, Bo. Yeah.
Okay.
He's breaking up. Am I the only one that he's
You
breaking
know,
up for?
just refresh. Come back in.
Or am I breaking up?
I can hear.
Yeah,
No, you're
come back
not.
in.
Now that's God. That's God trying to
Okay.
talk to you. Breaking up.
You got a
I think
delay.
that's just
I'm
stream
sure.
yard, Ali.
See, that's why I don't have conversations. I don't never start a conversation about child support court because they're gonna always go back to, well, you should have married him. You should have kept your legs closed. It's your responsibility. When we can just talk about the point that we're talking about. Like, the kid is here. There's no reason to debate what should have happened before since we are already in the present. We can't go back to the past. We can't change it. But also, like, once all of this stuff comes up, men want to argue, well, 60% of black dads are in the home. Well, then that destroys your argument about like most women having babies by terrible men, right? The fathers are in the home. Like, the math don't be mathing to me. It may be something, maybe I'm slow, maybe somebody can explain it to me, but it doesn't make sense that all of these fathers are in the home. And you know what I'm saying? Like, a father is in the home. Women have the men in the home with the kids. So so anyway.
So
But to talk
oh,
about, I'm
sorry,
not
Bo.
done.
Sorry,
I'm
I
not
said
done.
excuse me. I said I know you're
Oh,
gonna
it's
jump.
fine.
That's why I said
You
excuse
good.
me. I know you're gonna jump the. I'm sorry,
You good.
but I know.
You good. But I just like, if we're gonna take it back to women should have got married, they shouldn't have opened their legs and all of that, then we have to take it way further than that. Like, we have to talk about the men and what they are doing and what society has done. Like we can go back and debate all of the particulars that end us up in child support court, but it's far too complicated, and it is not as simple as women are hoes today, and y'all shouldn't have been hoes, because if y'all wasn't hoes, y'all wouldn't be in the court system. It's so much more than that. Everyone has a responsibility. Everyone's part in this ended us up here. Women are not being hoes. Women, by and large, are making mistakes. That's not being a hoe. Some women are just hoes. Some women love to sleep around. But women, by and large, are not like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep with as many men as I possibly can. And to hell with them condoms. You just bust all in me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll just gamble it. And I'll see you in child support court. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Like, that's why I don't start these conversations.
So over 90% of women are hoes. Y'all support each other not being virgins. When I ask y'all, should you close your legs before you get married? It's unrealistic. You believe in my body, my choice, and you're pro-choice. So you support deleting babies as well too. If you have the right to delete a baby, we have the right to leave. Suck it up and make better decisions. Shout out to the sisterhood and the girls.
True. Is it true? If you don't mind, can T get in there?
Men kill their babies too.
Or T, and then True.
A man killed my baby.
They'll pay for them.
I'll pass
and
the
then
baton,
tell you,
but who
like,
the fuck do
if
you think are they having the babies with? It takes two. So the same accountability that you're placing on them, it's these loose niggas that are busting the nuts. It's ridiculous. It does not, a woman cannot have a child by herself. So if she is loosely opening her legs, then that nigga is loosely shooting the sperm. So it's ridiculous to me, because in any form of car accident, because this is the way that I see this, and I hate to equate it to this, but it does not matter if you know the law. Ignorance of the law does not remove you from accountability. So guys are like, oh, I slipped up. She shouldn't have been a hoe. She shouldn't have been there. But where and when are you holding them responsible for where they place their penises? That's ridiculous. Even if you hit someone from behind, if it's your fault, it's your fault, and you have to pay. So
however, when they're open up, a man can't access something that a woman isn't opening up to. That I disagree with. A woman is
you and I aren't saying anything different. What I am saying,
answer what she's saying.
What I am saying is that he held full responsibility to these whole ass women. Not one time did he hold any accountability to the men.
I'm about to right now.
My position is that two consenting adults that agree to a behavior are equally responsible.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's you hoes. I'm going to say those two people were reckless in their behavior. Everything that he has said has shifted the blame and responsibility to you whole ass women. And that's where I have a problem.
You're right. So I agree. A man, True, hold on real quick. A man should take care of a woman and his children as long as she submits and cooperates with him. Sisters, if you let a man come inside you and bust a nut in you and you have his child, should you listen to him, cooperate, and submit to that man?
And the man that busted the nut into this woman, what responsibility?
No, can you answer my question? Can you answer my question? Because y'all
already answered the question.
You didn't. No, you didn't. I'm gonna ask it again. I'm gonna ask because y'all only hear yes. So let me. I'm gonna make it clear. I'm gonna make it clear. No. I didn't know you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer. You didn't answer my question.
I did.
No, y'all so used to not getting. I know. I didn't ask. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
She owns her part.
I didn't say that. That's not what I asked. You're so used to not getting pushback and finessing men to get the things that you want. When you get pushback, no, that's not what I asked you. I'm gonna say it again. Listen to what I said, because it's hard. You got two ears.
Okay.
I said a man should take care of the woman and his children as long as she fully cooperates, listen, and submits to that man. All the sisters on the panel, if you let a man busting you, if you let a man come in you raw, and you have his child, should you submit and cooperate with him for life?
Fuck no. So
checkmate again.
Be very clear.
So don't ask a man to be responsible over a woman who he can't have no authority over.
This is your male entitlement. Pull back to your small penis. This is your male entitlement. You don't run a motherfucking thing just because you have a gender. You
Checkmate.
have to be qualified. Let me tell you something.
But I can bust a nut in you.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't have to be qualified to bust in you.
Your irresponsibility.
I didn't have to be qualified to bust a nut.
Irresponsibility.
I didn't have to be qualified to get that baby. I didn't have to qualify to get that mouth. I didn't have to qualify to get that throat. I didn't qualify to get sex. It's crazy. Now I gotta qualify for you to listen, but I don't have to qualify to have sex with you. You're not making sense, T. That's why women shouldn't lead. That's why women shouldn't lead and repeal the 19th.
Let me break this down to you very plainly. That when a person consents to sex, it is not to have a motherfucking master. That more than likely, that is just the act of sex. So if your feeble mind cannot understand that just because you have balls, that you now master someone, then you're fucked up in the head. And that's why a lot of men are where they are.
No.
Sex is just a consensual. Let me give me a hot 30 seconds. I promise I'll land and I will yield to you out of respect, not because you got balls, because you're a human being, and I respect people that are human beings, right? So here's the gist: adults have sex. More than likely, it's not like, oh my God, you're my master, I'm going to submit to you. It's none of that bullshit. More times than not. So for you to have a sense of centering and entitlement, to think that just because your gender says that you are a male, that you now have power and someone is required to submit to you, you need to be qualified for a motherfucker to submit to you.
And
that nigga that's in office right now.
You just landed. I said you last time. I won't talk for a while.
I'm almost
You said 30
landed.
seconds. Ma'am, that's almost a minute. You've been talking for 2 minutes.
Give me a second. The nigga that's in office right now, he has a position. Now, no way or shape or form would I submit to him because he's a fucking idiot. It's the same as any male. Just because you have balls does not entitle you to control or deem you a leader. You need to be qualified.
You said that 10 times, baby. So
I wanted to land.
And let me tell you this.
So the gist of it is that you are misinformed if you think just because two consensual adults have sex that now gives a male a power over a female. And I land there.
And you said absolutely nothing. Talking a lot isn't going to make you right. Y'all submit in the bedroom and you submit on your back and you'll give a man your throat. You'll be the throat goat, but you won't give him leadership over your life. That's how backwards y'all are. You want somebody to be responsible over you, but you don't want to give him no authority. But you'll let him put in your ass. You let him have sex with you. You let him put it in your mouth. He can put it anywhere, but you can't cook. You can't cooperate and you can't submit. Y'all so backwards, it makes absolutely no sense. So when we do observations, when aliens come over here to take over us and wonder what happened in the black community, the black women don't listen to a damn thing. That's what happened.
And you failed as your motherfucking leadership because you are the one who would penetrate. That's your sperm. At what point did you put any accountability on this leader? And that's my issue. So that's what I tell. What is your name, Jay? That was my point. That every single last action that has happened has been on the fucked up ass, hoe ass woman, open her mouth and etc. Not one point did this leading ass male say, I drove, I am the leader, I penetrated you. He didn't place not one action on the male, and that's sickening. That is his self-centered entitlement because of his balls. He needs some therapy.
I would like to ask you. I would definitely like to ask you a question. Hopefully we can keep it concise and maybe, I guess, less passionate. T, if we were to engage in relations and create a child,
ooh la la,
and then work out 2 years down the road, you decide that you're no longer happy with me, and now you take our child. Who has the authority and the choice for you to leave that relationship and take the child that we created? Who has the authority in that situation? We're not married, just we created a child, things didn't work out, you're not happy, you go. Who has the authority in that situation?
Unfortunately, that's a civil matter. And with all civil matters, when there is a conflict between two parties, then the court comes in and makes that decision. So
the white man got to make that decision.
So I will say I will say this, and hopefully a person that I choose to procreate with, I'm aligned with. So I already respect his mindset, the way he does things, etc. So we should be able to co-parent, and there shouldn't be any of these issues. However, at any point, if there are like complete contrasts into the way that I'm doing things or I want things, I would absolutely want to have the majority of I guess participate. Well, I'm not gonna say majority. I'm thinking about a 7-day week split, right? So I likely would want to have like the 4 days. I would want to be involved. Now, if it comes down to him also wanting those 4 days, we should be able to come to an agreement, maybe swap off like two weeks out the month. You do this, you do that. But if we can't, then that's where the courts come in. It's a civil matter. Courts resolve civil matters.
I appreciate that. Now, real quick, I see some others who want to get involved, but I really want to try to mine this out. Is there any situation to where that child can go with me? Because you're not happy with me. So you decide to leave me, but we had a child. Why does the child automatically go with you? And then based on what you just stated, you have to now potentially involve judicial systems because of
kind of breaking up.
Enact. Oh, did I freeze? I'm sorry. Hello?
Bring it up. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to spoil the party. I hate to spoil the party, but we have to get back on track, right? We were talking about women needing men, right? We got to get back on track.
I just want to ask T one question.
Can I say something?
I know we got to get back on track.
Just one question.
I'll go by because I believe personally, right, that in modern times, women don't need men. I'm sorry, women don't need men to be in a relationship with. It just is what it is, whether we like it or not, right? Because women have men. They have men, right? She don't need you for protection because she can call the cops. Right? It just is what it is. She don't need you for protection. She don't need you to fix a light bulb because she can get a man to fix that light bulb. It just costs money. Right? All she got to do is give that man money, he'll come fix that light bulb. You know? She don't need a man. Like women, just the world that we've created and we've built, right? We've made it so women don't actually need us for relationships, and it is what it is, right? We can it sound good in that video. He said a bunch of nonsense. I'm gonna keep it a buck because I was waiting for him to substantiate it. He said, "Yo, I can see north and west, and you can see east and whatever, right?" And I'm like, "All right, what does that mean? What can she see that I can't? Like, what can a woman see that I can't?" I was waiting for him to substantiate that, and he didn't do it. He just kept repeating it, right? So. Yeah, no, I don't think it's nothing that a woman can see that I can't. I do think it's stuff that I can see that a lot of women can't see. But yeah.
T, can I ask you a question? Please forgive me. You were talking very highly of Harriet Tubman earlier. I just want to ask you one question.
Yo,
please.
Chaotic. We can't get on Harriet Tubman in history.
No. I just one question. If God were to come to you,
we need to hear what True was going to say because I really wanted to get that point.
If God were to come to you tonight, T, and say, "I'm going to grant you a daughter tomorrow," but you can only pick between the two. You can only pick between a daughter that looks like Harriet Tubman or Scarlett Johansson. Which daughter would you choose? You were talking real high of Harriet Tubman. So you only had two choices. God gave you two choices. He says either you can pick a daughter that will look like Harriet Tubman or a daughter that'll look like Scarlett Johansson. Who are you choosing, T? You love Harriet Tubman, right?
That's a white woman and a black woman, though.
No, it don't matter. It don't matter. It could be a purple woman. I'm just curious to know. Come on, T. You love Harriet. You said you love Harriet Tubman.
This is ridiculous.
No, you said you love Harriet Tubman. Beloved, you said you love Harriet Tubman. I'm just curious. Would you want a daughter who looked like Harriet Tubman or a daughter who looked like Scarlett Johansson?
When it comes to children,
no. I mean, she would grow up. I'm talking about when she grows up. I mean, she obviously
is crazy. This is kind of wild.
What relevance does that have to this conversation?
She was saying that women were so great, and she mentioned Harriet Tubman. So I was trying to figure out, would she want a daughter that looks like Harriet Tubman?
Do you think looks are great? Do you think looks are
I'm
equal
just
great?
asking a
What
question.
is the
No, 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 no,
relevance
no.
for that
No, no,
question?
no, no. This means
Oh,
something.
I'm sorry. Never mind.
This means something.
My question's over.
Because
Never
do
mind. No,
looks
I'm sorry.
equal
I
a
shouldn't have
great
asked
person?
that question. She was talking so highly of women and said Harriet Tubman.
But
So
she didn't
I
say
just wanted
anything
to
about
know
looks.
which. Well, okay. Well, if I had a son, I would hope that he looked like Martin Luther King. So would you want your daughter to look like Harriet Tubman?
What is the relevance of looks?
I didn't ask you, Bo. I asked T. She said she admired Harriet Tubman. So
Now
I'm
I
curious
passed the baton to everybody else on the panel.
I'm
This is
just asking a
ridiculous. Why are
question.
we
I'm
talking
sorry.
about
Let's move forward. Let's move forward. I'm sorry. Go ahead. guys.
I'd like to address the need a
Sorry.
man part if that's what we're talking about.
Sorry.
We
talking about the need a man, right?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah, they need it. Yeah.
So these women claim not to need a man, and you just did too, and none of them said nothing, even though they said I can finance myself, just give me loyalty, right? But if you don't need men,
I
why
asked
you
to
so
say
damn?
something, and I'm waiting my turn here.
Boy.
We off the topic, Toya. You want to,
Why y'all so traumatized? Why y'all so broken? Why y'all so mean? Why every woman I come across always healing?
your colors, that projection, that
that's
lack of
three.
mother figure,
You're showing your
hate that you have towards
you're
the
showing
women that have harmed
you're
you.
showing why
You're
you got your
showing it.
problems. You showing you don't like when men talk. You
Hold on,
don't like
T, I
that, right?
We want to hear what you
So
gotta say.
they don't need love. They don't need families. They don't want responsibility in what determines their womanhood, since they can work like a man, make money like a man, get degrees and careers like a man. They don't have to be a woman. Women don't need a man because they'd have to be a woman. The responsibility to love men and children. That's why y'all don't want a man, because you would have to actually be a woman, but you'd rather be the version of a man that you think we are.
Oh, I'm curious. How do they need us? Like in the modern sense, right? Because they'll absolutely survive, right, without being in a relationship. So what context do they need us in?
Mont, do you realize do you need your woman?
I like to say it. In reality, I
do. You have everything you want?
Do I have everything I want? I'm working towards it.
Do you? No. You know what I mean? Like you solidified, you established, right? You a man. You got everything taken care of, right?
Within my woman, yeah, absolutely.
But you check your mate yourself. If you still need a woman for love, for family, to have a person you connect to in purpose, then they need a man. Why wouldn't they not need a man? No. Listen, they got money, they got a house, they got a car, they got their degrees. Now you just need a family. Yeah. It would mean that we get money to get women. We get money to build a family. They get money to take care of themselves. So they get money to not have to have the responsibility to a family. So if they don't need men, Mont, then they'd be the narcissists that they're talking about. They'd be the men, they'd be the type of women that are full of themselves. That's who they would be. Because if we're the narcissists when we're taking care of ourselves and we're full of it, then that's who they really are. When they're talking, they're actually projecting.
Yeah. So Ali, I didn't say I needed a woman. However,
can I say something?
Hold on, Toy. Based on my worldview, I do need a woman, right? Because I'm a leader, right? But that's just the way I see it. I think that that's my purpose, is to lead a family. That's how I view my life and my purpose. So I need a woman for that. But if somebody doesn't share my worldview, if we're being realistic, hell no, they don't need a woman.
Let's keep going. Hey, Mont, if your women and children didn't have your coverage over them, would their life be completely different?
In my opinion, hell yeah.
Would they make worse decisions?
In my opinion, hell yeah.
So why are you saying they don't need a man, Mont? If your woman and children need a man, why are you doing that on the show, fam? They need a man. That's why they got all the problems. That's why they got all the mental health problems that they got. Oh, Mont, they say it. I didn't have a daddy. I didn't have a mama. It's the way I was raised. But then when they get older, they don't think they need a man. They got all the mental health problems because they don't have coverage with a man.
Yeah. So for example, right? I don't know if T had a dad growing up, right? Let's say she didn't have a father growing up. She's alive. She's fine. She'll live to be 70, 80 years old. Like, she'll be fine.
No. Hold on. Hey, Ma, if I had a mother and a father and you didn't have both, majority of people, who would turn out better typically as a human being and mentally stable? Me with the mother and father, or you without no mother and father?
You with the mother and father, but it's context.
Typically,
there.
I know I said typically,
yeah,
yes, right?
Yeah, you.
Let's not make the exception the rule, right? There's people who can do great sometimes when they don't have a mother and father or come from a single parent household. Yeah. but the levels of the ways is detrimental to you when you don't have the mother or the father drastically go up. That's why we talk about the importance of fathers in the household. The single mothers, when you look at the data, the suicides, the deletions, the cognitive issues, the girls having kids early, all the stuff that we talk about, the miseducation, uneducation, is typically with single mothers. When you look at the data with the children who have their fathers, even single fathers, the data is amazing. Like the kids' cognitive, the way that how educated they are, how successful they are, is because they have a man in the house.
Yeah. So if you actually look into the data, right, what is it going to tell you that's the biggest factor when it comes to a child succeeding? Is it going to say whether he has a man in his life, or is it going to say whether that the child has access to resources?
In which way you talking about finance? That's what. So
Yeah,
listen what you're saying, fam. Listen what you're saying. These women brag about having the bag. These women keep bragging about they can do it all by themselves, but in another hand, they healing and going to church and trying to find God. So you might be able to be successful financially and superficially, but you don't have a family. You don't have somebody that love you. You don't have somebody to share that with. What serves the purpose in life to have everything and not have someone to share it with?
So I value that, right? Because that's the way that I see the world, right? But in order for me to hold someone to that standard, they have to see the world the way they have to value love the way I value love. I think love is the most important thing in the world.
No, you're missing the point. Hey, y'all, anybody that's on this panel, the majority of our issues is because if you didn't have a mother, you didn't have a father, you didn't have a family. I was in mental health for 15 years. Most of the kids didn't like their mother. Is most of the time their mother. They didn't know their daddy, right? That was in that system, but most of them lived with their mothers. Most of them was malnourished. Most of them was unstable. They lived with their mamas, and their mama taught them to blame their daddy. And y'all grow up to blame your father. But if we bring it all together, ultimately our problems were because we don't have families. There's people that's roomed up with other people that's not their parents. They don't get along with their uncles. They don't get along with their aunts. They don't get along with their grandparents. They're trying to find a purpose in this world and somebody to connect with. If we didn't have all these superficial things that's in front of us, we'd be miserable people, but we validate ourselves by the things that we attach ourselves to. That's not human beings, but we need human beings.
True. And Toya, I'm sorry, Toya.
I want Toya to get in there because she's been trying to answer a question.
Toya.
Yeah. All I want to say is, at the end of the day, women need men and men need women. We need each other. The children need us to work together as a collective. The better off we are together, the better off the children will be.
Fair
I think we
statement.
all need to take a second and humble ourselves and understand that we need each other and try to work through our differences, whatever they may be, for the better of everybody else.
So can I ask you a question, Toya? Because my conversation that I attempted to have with T actually was sparked from what you said in reference to the man not doing what he's supposed to do. And that's fair, right? Situations are situations. But I would, again, if a life is created and at some point you decide that you don't no longer want to be with this man for whatever reason, why does the default removal of that child fall with the woman, but then you want him to have some level of authority, but you removed his responsibility? Explain.
Well, I'm the only thing that I can see with that is that I know majority of the time women are the caregivers, right? So if she's the one that's the primary caregiver for this child, I could see why she would want to have, the child full time. However, do I think that's the right way to go about it? No. But I've seen situations where the woman decides to leave and she has to make that choice now. Okay, well, is this baby going to come with me or is the baby going to stay with his dad? Now, if his dad is incapable of, being that primary caregiver, then obviously the baby has to go with the mom. But I've seen situations where the child is not a baby and it was a young boy, and his mom had to make that decision, like, is he going to be best off with me by himself, just me and him, or is he going to be best off with his father, just him and his dad? And I think she made the right decision when she decided to leave him with his father, because as a young man growing up, there's just certain things that his mom just cannot teach him, and he needs his father at that time more than ever.
Okay, fair. And I'm
So it
glad
really
that you explained.
depends, but yes.
And I'm glad that you explained that. What I always find interesting is that, just like you stated, the women are making this unilateral decision. How do we know he's incapable of being an adequate parent if you constantly default the position of that child in your possession? And I've always asked this question.
Some people will tell you. Some people will let you know. Like they'll be like, "Listen, I am in no shape or form to take care of this baby. I work from this time to this time. When am I going to have time to, spend with this child? I just don't have the resources to do that right now." Or he'll have to figure out a way to create structure in his life that would, make up space for that child. Whereas most of the time, women, I can't speak for all women, but most of the time we rearrange our lives for our children.
Okay,
Our
so
lives fit our children's schedule, not our children fit our schedule of our lives. You know what I mean?
That's fair. And obviously, this situation is not meant for anybody to shoulder the weight of raising a child. We know it's not easy, but I'll lead you to where I'm trying to go so I can speed it up. Again, I find it convenient that women default them taking responsibility of children we created. Because one thing that T said, you said, and some other women alike, we created. We're supposed to be responsible. It's our seed, right? It's my child, right? So you want to take my child wherever you deem to be the best case scenario. And then you want to hold me now to the financial authority of my position. And I
don't think that's right.
I don't understand that part, because true authority, in my opinion, just like removing a child, if me and you dated 3 years and you decide you don't want to be with me no more, no children alike, you done. You X'd me out. Do I have authority in your life moving forward after you decide that our relationship no longer exists? Can I call you in the middle of the night and say, "Hey, I'm hungry. Come over here and make me some food"? Probably not. So why is it that with a kid that is created, you get to now, because you're the parent, dictate in my world how I parent? When you remove me out the equation, it's asinine. It doesn't make any sense. And I think that I would like to see some maturity on the women's side. If give those kids to that child, to that dad, or woman up, as you guys say, we got a man up, woman up. If you decide that you no longer want to be attached to this man with that level of authority, contribution, and so on, then you shoulder the weight of your decision, you grown woman. And I'll let.
But not only
So how
that.
is that equivalent? I'm sorry, I'm confused. As a mom that, had to carry a child for 9 to 10 months and actually go through the labor of birthing that child, and then you say that I should have a choice of either just giving it up or getting help from you, how is that equivalent?
I know you're smart. I know you're smarter than this, Paris. I know you are.
That's what I'm trying to figure out where you're going.
Where I'm going with it is that, and I explained it, we had consensual sex and created a child. Your 9 months is irrelevant because your body is made to make children.
That's not irrelevant, because our body do go through a whole cycle, and we're bonding and we're carrying that child in our womb. So that's not irrelevant.
Yeah, true. I don't think
I
you should
think
say
men
irrelevant.
discredit.
No, y'all can't listen. Every species on the earth walking is a female that
That's
counterpart that
irrelevant.
has a baby.
That's irrelevant.
It's your role to have a baby. So why
That's
do we always
irrelevant.
why deflect from what he's saying to speak about the 9 months that you're going through
That's
when having a
irrelevant.
baby? No, what is it? What it's a moot point. Why are we talking about it?
This is why men and women can't get along. It's because we see things in two whole total different ways. So for a man to tell a woman that that's irrelevant of her having to bond with a human being inside her body for 9 to 10 months, then birth that child, and what we go through to do that, versus you just coming to me enjoying some sex and leaving your sperm.
Paris.
And then say
I don't think
that's equivalent.
I don't think that's the context that he was trying to say it in,
That
because
was
it's already
definitely
That is what he just said.
No, it's
He
not.
said
Maybe
that we should
let-
be able to drop
let
the
Jay
child off.
Hold
explain
on.
it, maybe.
Let's get him to clarify then.
Thank you. Paris, if a child is going to be born on this earth, who is going to be the one holding the child inside of their body?
Of course, the woman.
Okay, so that's why it's irrelevant, because it doesn't make sense to explain to me how life is created. I'm not dumb, neither are you. So sake of time to try to bolster up the fact that your body is literally engineered to do this is irrelevant, regardless on how someone may feel about it. The fact is that your 9 months to my lifetime contribution as that parent, in my opinion, is irrelevant. So that's
why is your strength not irrelevant? Because when you talk about like they were talking about like getting
hold
beat
on,
up.
Candy, we gotta get Bo in there before you get in there. I know you got a question though.
What I was trying to get to again, because the statement was made, and you said it's a false equivalent of some sorts. I don't get it. Babies, we know how they're made, we know how they're created, and I'm saying that it's still convenient that the women, because of what you said, Paris, since you bonded with that child for 9 months, which that's an experience no man will ever understand from that perspective. How does that give you the unilateral right to remove my child from my life and you go do whatever it is you deem worthy or necessary, and then now hold me to the responsibility of the contribution that I made to that child's life?
Well, I don't think that the women just actually, all women is just actually removing you from that child's life. There's a lot of factors where you leave that woman as well. Most men do leave women. I don't know why we make it seem like the women is removing a man. But anyway, if it was created for you to actually hold that responsibility to take care of that child, why didn't God give you the resources to birth the child? So anyway, we have the resources to birth the child. So why is it so hard to understand that we ultimately have the say so in the child? Who's taking care of the child?
Because you're doing a horrible job. Y'all raise. I mean, answer a question. True. Why? She asked you why.
I got it. Because of the fact that
Can I say something?
Hold on, let me finish.
We gotta get Bo in there before you.
Okay.
You've seen it that way, Paris, and women alike seen it that way. There'd be no child support. There'd be no contribution from that man. But that's not what is the case. So whoever leaves, men don't leave women in mass. That's statistically inaccurate. But if you are saying that you are the dominant figure in the equation, then there's no point of having to reach back for assistance. And that's what my problem is with this equation, is that women want the convenience of our financial authority, but you don't want my true actual authority. You cannot remove my child from my authority and then dictate to me that I'm supposed to take care of it. That's not how that works, which is why I asked Toya, if me and you are together, you're in a relationship with me and you break up with me, can I now reach out to you and say, hey, I need girlfriend privileges. I need you to go ahead and take care of these things when you decide to go from up under my covering? It's no different. But for whatever reason, women do not seem to understand a simple principle. If you take my child and decide to be the authority in that child's life, leave me alone. I should never hear from you. I shouldn't get no letters. You shouldn't be asking me to contribute. But what you guys want is the convenience of what that.
True, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead, Toya.
No, Toya.
True, I have a question.
It's Bo's turn. It's Bo's turn.
But I do understand when you say it like that. I do understand that point of
we
that
try
part.
to fight for you.
But go ahead, Bo.
Go ahead, Bo.
All right. This is where I disagree wholly with women. The fact that women will have a man's baby and then, if they are not together, choose single motherhood. This baby's coming with me.
Agreed.
You got to see them every other weekend. Why are you choosing to bear the burden, most of the burden of raising that child? 1, 2, that man is also that baby's father. That man is that baby's parent. That man should have that baby 50% of the time. You should not have that baby most of the time. It makes no sense that you are choosing most of that burden, and then you're going and saying, I need money to take care of that baby. So give that man, and I'm not saying that women don't need assistance with babies. Of course we need financial assistance. That's why a lot of babies are in the position that they're in. That is why poverty exists amongst single women, because they are not getting assistance. However, if you have a man that is like, I want my baby 50% of the time, give that man that baby. Why women choose every other weekend? Brother, you gonna have this baby every other week. Hear me? Because that's your child. You are going
every
to
other day.
physically you see what I'm saying? Whatever 50% means, 6 months here, 6 months there, a month here, a month. I don't care
That
how
sounds
50%
good.
divides up. That is what is going to happen, especially if the man wants that baby. Give that man that baby. I would never be in every other weekend giving my child to their father woman. Fuck no, hell no. As a matter of fact, I'm giving you the car seat. That baby's going home with you. I will send you milk, maybe, and because I didn't breastfeed the first time. Well, the only time. That baby's going with you. I will see you in a week. I don't like.
That sounds good, but what happens when the
I
baby
don't
go to
agree with it.
school? Like, how are you supposed to have a child in a healthy system and school
Easy.
system, and the dad lives somewhere totally different? How are you going to
Easy.
split the
That
Ideally, the
duties?
works.
parents would live in the same town to
That's
co-parent for their
They don't
ideally.
even
children.
That's
have to.
ideally.
No,
That's
they don't even have
ideally.
to, because there are children, if their parents live in different cities than each other, the child stays 6 months with one parent and stays 6 months with the other parent, or during the school year with one parent, and then yes, it works out. However, that works out, that man needs to have that baby. You all, I think that mothers, and I understand the mama bear thing, and you want that child. I I understand in theory. I don't understand it in practice, because it's burdensome to be raising a child by yourself. That father needs to be there, especially if he wants to. There are so many fathers that want their children that cannot have them. And all they're trying to do, a lot of women, all they try to do is keep that baby from that man, keep that half custody from that man, so that they can get more child support. And in the end, it does not pay off. It's not even enough money to bat an eye at. It's pointless. You going back and forth to this court system, doing all of this for a couple of dollars, because most of the men don't make enough money to pay your bills. So what the fuck is you doing that for? Give that man that baby and leave that child support court alone. As a whole, like, do it if you need to. Because my mama, when I had my baby, and that man was like, that ain't my baby, my mama was like, forget him. You have a community, you have backing. Don't even worry about it. Because I'm like, I'm gonna put him on child support. My mom was like, don't even worry about all that. It
Yeah,
don't
that
waste your
sounds
time.
great.
But not. Oh, go
That
ahead, Mark.
sounds
No, I
good.
was about to
It's
say
just
I
not
don't.
worth it. I mean, it's not worth
Yeah.
it. It's really not.
I think everybody's making good points. One thing I will say is, from my anecdotal experience, kind of knowing women, a woman will light herself on fire to light you on fire, right? Like, she will, and it's just kind of how they make. And also the way women like to leverage the things around them in order to get at people. So, for example, I don't know if you ever disagree with a woman in the comment section, but she will take anything that she can to turn the crowd against you, the people against you. And it's just, it's just my anecdotal experience. I wanted to qualify it, as that. But that's just my experience. That's something that they typically do. Now, men, we're physically stronger than women. Obviously, that's one of our strengths. But women will typically go the other route in order to get what they want out of something. And they just want to make men hurt. Like, which is why, like, a lot of women, if you cheat on a man, most likely he either gonna stay or he gonna leave. If you cheat on a woman, she gonna cheat back. A lot of women, they gonna cheat back, right? Because they want to hurt you. They might not even want that man. They want to hurt you. And that's just kind of their goal a lot. And one thing I did want to do too is, like, I don't know if this is what y'all meant to do, but I never want to necessarily make a woman's contribution to having a baby seem irrelevant. It is definitely a deep thing. Like a lot of women, their bodies change for the rest of their life after they have a child. They do bond with that child to a significant degree. Just having it inside of their body, we never know what that feel like. Like they getting C-sections left and right. Like they sometimes, you know, you can see it in their belly. Like they'll no matter how much they work out, they always gonna have like a certain type of belly. So I know y'all appreciate that about women. I just didn't want it to seem like to the women that we don't appreciate that part and understand that their investment when it comes to having a kid. So
facts. And that's why I say what I say before I say what I'm going to say. Shout out to the great mothers. Shout out to the phenomenal mothers. Shout out to the mothers that stand by their men and their children and do right by their men and children and take care of their purpose on this earth. Outside of that, the other reason why the kids don't want to go with the father, because the kids gonna see you ain't ish either, and you don't want to hear I like my dad better either as well too. The kid is what makes a lot of these women look good, because you weren't just a bad woman to this man, you weren't a good woman either. That's why y'all want to have the kids. That's why you don't want them to have the kids. Turn your social media on. Put on I Hate Me and a Mother. You see countless videos of women who can't stand one kid. They can't stand being around them. They put them in the daycare so they don't have to watch them, just like they leave to go to work so they don't have to be with their man. When you look at the videos of the men are crying over divorce. Men are crying over losing their family. Men are crying trying to see their kids. Men are dying to see their children, and they demonstrate they love their kids. Endless videos of women complaining and hating their kids. Call me cap and prove me wrong. Don't make me pull up all the videos. Women can't stand their kids, just like they can't stand their men.
Well, you can't find the men who don't want to be there. You can't find them because they escaped. They weren't interested.
They don't like you, TP. They don't like you.
They built in this. And hold on for 1 second. In this circumstance that you just mentioned, where you said there are videos of men who say that they love the women they want to be. What you fail to account for is the men who abandoned them are running. So clearly you're not going to have the men who ran and escaped and said, who is that? That's not my kid. They're not going to be in that video. I land there and I'll yield over to
I'm going to say what Bo told
you.
Candy. I'm going to take, because y'all talk from both sides of your mouths, right? Bo, thank you so much for that alley-oop. The other reason is that you don't want them kids to be with the father, right? The other reason is because of how you treating those kids when they with you as well too, and you don't want that to be aired out to the father as well too, because the kid's going to compare you as well too. Y'all, why can't you admit that the reason why that man is there, because what True said as well too, you're not letting him parent, and you're being chaotic, you sabotaging the relationship he has with that kid, so he'd rather be by himself and have peace than to be around you and his child. That's why a lot of men leave and go start a whole new family. That's why dads be phenomenal stepdaddies, but they don't take care of their biological kids because the women don't let them. So again, if you suck at being a mama, give the kids to that man and stop getting away and stop making them kids make the horrible decisions that you was making. Let that man take control of his kids.
I don't know. I think those women need to be on the panel so you can have that conversation with them.
100%.
Now that's most hey Candy, that's most women. When we walk outside, we see y'all kids walking behind y'all. We see y'all kids running out in the street. We see y'all kids. We see y'all kids eating McDonald's. We see y'all kids malnourished. We see y'all kids being disrespectful. You know you know why you just get smashed? Them kids go, dang, Candy kind of attractive. T kind of attractive. Chris kind of attractive. Toya kind of attractive. Damn, Bo, you know what? I want to get. They meet y'all kids and see how disrespectful they are. Oh, she ain't a good mama. I'm just going to smash her. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to smash her and let her be this horrible mom that she wants to be. I'm going to sneak in during the week and I'm going to come over on the weekends because ain't nobody hornier than a single mama. Because for some reason, women who marry can't sleep with their man, but the single mama can sleep with men, right? But y'all going to still have men sneaking in and out of that house and neglecting your kids, and the men don't want to take care of those disrespectful kids, and a woman who got a mouth, and a woman who still goes, they already got a father, they already got a daddy who don't see him, but he's financially supporting them, but that man can't even hold them kids accountable, tell them kids what to do, and they gonna tell you you're not my daddy. So again, what we should do is give the kids to the father so y'all can be stress-free, so y'all can find this happiness that y'all still can't find, and be able to heal on your own, and let the kids live with the father, and y'all be miserable by yourself.
right.
I still think those women need to be up here on the panel.
Hey, JR, can I ask one question, fam? I want to ask the ladies this. This is the thing that's been bothering me, and we ain't addressing it a lot. Why y'all so single, so strong and independent? Why y'all so hyper independent? But soon as you add a man to the equation, you in survival mode. That don't make sense to me. I bet JR independent, my independent, true independent. I'm independent to the point my women have to be, hey, babe, let me do this for you.
Mother?
Can I finish, T? Hey, T, you got a man. I like him the way you are. T, you got a man. T, you got a man. T, you got a man.
All of this
I need a mama.
projection and
I need a mama.
trauma.
I ain't got one. T, you gonna be my mama.
This hate
You gonna be my mama.
from?
T, you gonna
So
be my
it's not
mama.
just
Hey,
your
T, you
mom,
single?
it's
T,
the
you single?
relationships
Hey,
that
T,
you've
I
had.
need a mama.
And
T, you
now
single? T, I'm asking you. I
everyone
need
has
help. Eileen need.
victimized
Hey, I'm looking this camera.
There's
Eileen need
not
help. Hey,
one
T, can you be my mama?
of accountability
Can you be my
on the
mama?
man.
Can you be my
Woe
mama?
is me. You women did.
T,
I'm the
can you be?
leader,
I'm
but you
asking
all did
you.
all these
I'm
things
begging.
to me.
T, can you
I'm
be
just
my
a
mama?
feeble man.
Can you be
Boy,
my mama? If you
gone.
can't be my
I
mama,
don't
then
even
don't say
care.
nothing.
I'm done
Yeah.
with you.
And like I said, when the
All right,
man
y'all.
mouth, oh, go ahead, Jr. Oh, JR, that's the question. Let me finish, please. If I was independent, everybody would have to beg for me to stop doing what I'm doing, and they would ask to help me. Why do y'all claim y'all are so strong, independent, or hyper independent? But when you add a man to the equation, y'all are in survival mode and complain about the man supposedly not helping. Can y'all clarify that to me? How are y'all strong and independent, but when
I'm
you get
confused.
a man?
So wait, so she was independent until the man came in, and now she's
There you
in
go.
survival
Hey, so
mode all of
Toya,
a sudden?
women said they strong, independent, and happy by themselves. As soon as a man is in an equation with this independent woman, she's miserable and in a survival mode, and she hates having to do for the man and the kids. I'm trying to figure that out. Why are y'all so happy doing for yourselves and your
That
children
don't
when
even
you
make
by
sense.
yourself?
I don't know where
It
you
happens
seeing this
though.
at.
Oh, really? Look at the
Yeah,
chat. Everybody want to know.
All right,
Oh, let
Toy,
me look at
all
the
right,
chat.
Toy
Hold on.
says she don't. All right, Toy said it don't make sense. Anybody else wanna?
It
Can
doesn't make
anybody else
sense.
answer?
And I think that is, I mean, I can speak for myself. It's the total opposite. I think everybody should be who they are. However, I'm independent now because I have to. I'm in survival mode. I have to provide for my household. I have to provide for my lifestyle because I am single. Do I choose this? No. So, do I want a man that can come along and take away all of this? Absolutely. Will I be that submissive woman? Yes, I want to shut the fuck up, listen to my man, and follow his lead. That's me. Everybody is not like that. I'm just a little different. However, I think this is survival mode, not the other way around. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do all this. I don't want to have to make all these decisions for my household, my family, and everything be on me. I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to sit and have a leader and look, he tell me what we about to do and what we about to move. Because at the end of the day, if it don't fall through, he has to hold that, but I'm going to still be there to support him with it. I don't want to have to carry that burden.
So women want help. They don't want love, right?
What?
I think it's about an addition, though. Isn't it about
You know what I find? I find that nowadays in this. Oh, go ahead.
Women want both, just like men. Men want, isn't that where the help meet come from? Don't you need that you want your wife to be a help me to you, a support to you, to your goals, to your dreams, to your ambitions, to whatever you got going on. She's supposed to add value to that. She is the one that's supposed to keep the house together, keep the children in order. So it's still a help and a love situation. There's not one without the other.
So then why he got to work for sex? Y'all be saying he got to
Work
cook, he
for
got to
sex.
clean
Beg to
too.
differ.
Let me
I beg to
finish,
differ only a
please.
little bit.
Let me clarify. Y'all literally say if I got to be doing this stuff, if I'm still coming home to clean, if I'm still working, if I'm still cooking, I don't feel like having sex. But if you take up some of these responsibilities from me, this is what the women on TikTok saying. This is what women on IG is saying. This is what women in public are saying. Y'all don't feel like having sex with your man, but the single mother find time to have sex with a dude. Why does a man have to work and help you with your responsibilities to get sex from you if you want love from him?
So are you saying that we both working and coming home and the woman is complaining about being tired?
Yes.
I mean,
Mhm.
I'm just
That's most
different. If
women.
I gotta work
Fair. Not you. Hey, Chris, don't talk about you. We
if I
talking about
gotta
women.
work and do everything, then I can have a
Boy,
roommate. That's all
I
I'm
love
saying.
talking about you when it's time to talk about women in general. I'm talking about women in general. Why is it that they claim they want
I don't
love,
know.
but when they get love and they get help, they don't know how to love? They too tired to love. You don't know. Damn,
Can I
Maybe I
you
ask?
got all the answers.
Can I ask a question? Do you, ladies?
You're not talking about love. You talking about something else. But okay.
Who? No, I'm not. Hey,
Hold on,
Toya.
y'all. I think True trying to ask a question, y'all.
No, I think Toya got delayed. Yeah, I'm curious because of this independence thing. I find interesting, right? So I'm an independent man. I don't even know if that's politically correct to say because I'm a man that's expected, right?
Good for you, True.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So as an independent man who cooks, cleans, does all the things, right? In y'all mind, independent man, when I get a woman and I'm doing all of those things, what is her existence supposed to be in my life being independent? Like, how is my life supposed to alter? Because I cover everything: cook, clean, iron stuff, drop my clothes off at the dry cleaners, pay my own bills. I can book my own itinerary. I'm halfway smart. So if I bring her into my world, how is that supposed to look from y'all vantage point? Because on the adverse, I think Candy said it's an addition. So what would the addition be if I got everything covered? If my life is stellar, where's the addition? Outside the bedroom, because clearly we know that got to go down.
It's the love that Ali was talking about. No,
That's
the
all you got?
love, the nurturing, the support, the care, the compassion.
Okay, let's say that would be enough. If your life was like mine, Toya, stellar, and then you asked me the same question and I said the love, would that be adequate for you?
See, the thing is, women and men can say the same thing.
I'm gonna pass that man point like that.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No. So to answer your question,
I'm sorry,
no.
I missed the last part of what True said.
Don't worry. We used to it. It happen in our relationships all the time. Go ahead, sister.
But the thing is, men and women can say the same thing. I can say I'm independent, I'm taking care of my own bills, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing all this. So what do you bring to me as value? Then this is what women saying all the time, and you guys hate that they keep saying this. The thing is, if a woman can come and take some things off your plate
I
that you
think we
don't
got
no
it
longer
twisted,
have to
guys.
do,
I think we got it real
like
twisted.
you no longer have to cook, you no longer have to clean, you no longer have to do certain things that you are doing that you may not want to do, you have to do. And even if you want to do, I don't know. But
No.
the same thing could go to men and women. I don't know. I
Hey,
don't know.
Chris, this is not 1952. These women ain't trad wives. They ain't trying to be trad
Y'all
wives.
are
What you
talking
talking about?
about
These women
things
ain't
that are
cooking and
like,
cleaning. This woman can barely boil water. What you talking about? And you don't say about me. We talking about women in general. Can somebody answer that man question, please? We in desperate need for that question to be answered. If that man can already take care of himself, got 10 hoes, I'm adding context, right? He can do whatever he want to do. He can save his money, save his resources, but he probably got a Monday, he got a Wednesday, he got a next week, women that come through, take care of business, right? What is the woman going to bring to him that is equivalent or higher than that?
It's companionship. So I'm not sure, because even when you think about your peer relationships as well as your homeboy, that when you think about your homeboys and homegirls, they can have whatever they have going on financially, they can be set in whatever it is, but there is something, some form of need as it relates to companionship that they provide to you. So typically, because of patriarchy, the way that they design things, that men are the ones who have things in order. So they come and they're supposed to have jobs, they're supposed to have stability, all of these things. So when they're seeking a woman, then the major fulfillment that she will provide, because patriarchy designed it this way, is some form of compatibility, some form of companionship. So this is one of the reasons why you can have one of the most beautiful women in the world who can be, a bimbo or dumb, and he does not find any form of connection with her. But then you can see a man, you know, and this is no shade to like Denzel or Method Man, etc. But they have been with their wives for a very, very long time. And in comparison to younger women and all sorts of beautiful women in the world, they have an opportunity to have access to so many beautiful women, but they're choosing the substance because of the companionship. So I think that we lose the true value in that relational standpoint.
Well, T. Let me jump in, Ali. I'm curious because you use the term patriarchy a lot, and that's fine. Are women of current day not participating in the patriarchal standard as far as how they go about garnering resources? Yes. Okay. So if they are participating in the patriarchy, because from what you stated, women are used to having men participate in the patriarchy and it's a benefit to them. So since we're modern day now is more equal and balanced, where is that response from the female demographic when it comes to relationships? Because you can no longer just bring me what was your value in 1930, 40, 50. Your value has changed because you said your value changed. So you're garnering resources, you're holding down your household, you're independent, you're accomplished. So the relationship for men with women should look different. But that's not what's happening. It seems like there still is a fight to maintain the day of old.
Causation doesn't equal correlation. And I'll tell you, there's major holidays now. So just think of all of the federal holidays that take place in the US. None of us are like, ooh, we're so connected to the origin of what this happened. The design of it is that you just celebrate. So the structure was put in place. We had no control over that. That is the design. So people aren't connected to the origin of what this is, but this is the practice. Therefore, people just fall into the practice. Now, either way, the males do benefit more so than the females. You all have from its origin to date benefited more so. But I just want to be sure that my point isn't lost. The gist of my point, because there was a question, if men also have these finances, I think that was you to pose that if I'm an independent man, then what do you bring? So I just wanted to get to the core that what's brought is the companionship and the connection. Because you can have 10 bad bitches, and of all of them, you can choose the one that you, or most people do choose the one that they connect with. And that's why I talked about Method Man as well as Denzel, because they have been with their wives since day one. So they have opportunities to have the baddest, but it's that connection. So that is what you get, independent man, the connection and compatibility.
What? Hey, so his point don't get lost. Let me ask the sisters this. If I, before I got to you, was with 10 women, I was flying out, I was taking them shopping, I was taking them on dates, I was giving them money, and they didn't even have to have sex with me. But when I got to you, you got to cook, you got to clean, and submit to me to get that. Would you take that deal if you found out that I was giving all those women all those other things without having sex with them?
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't, right? So if me and True and Trav, see, y'all don't realize how bad it is in society. Even my brother Mont, respectfully, if I already got women who come with use box, why should I settle with another woman who got use box when she's going to be inconsistent and she comes with problems and demands? Why should I take that over what I'm already getting? Can you make that point? True. Since y'all don't want to address it, we got to keep digging and diving into it, right to the core of it. You're not going to
spun off. That is
no,
not
I didn't spin off. I didn't spin off. No, yes, it's definitely the point he's making. I'm just adding more context. No, ma'am. Please.
So then I'm going to take my second. So here's
oh, you ain't taking nothing. You ain't about to take nothing. No, you done messed up already. You ain't about to. I just keep talking. Ma'am, you just said the craziest thing in the world. See, y'all.
Hey, hold on, y'all. We're not gonna be able to.
She said she's taking it. She said it was my turn. She said she gonna take it. She talking about she taking it like she a dude. Too many masculine.
So Ali, we're gonna let you go ahead and finish. We're gonna
you ain't
have
about to take nothing. I
T
bet you like to be with
respond.
dudes you take
He's gonna
from. That's
respond, and then
crazy.
we
It
gotta
ain't
get
your
Bo
job
in
to
there
take.
next
You're
after
supposed to
that.
be submissive and cooperate. You better calm down. That's your problem. And that's why these women stay single, because they think just like this. They claim they want a man who's a leader and righteous and has authority, but then they disrespect them. You don't want your mama disrespecting them. You don't want your friends disrespecting them. You don't want nobody else to disrespect them. Why do you think you can just disrespect the dudes even when you want to be with them? So let me clarify the point again. True is saying, why should he be with a woman when though he already does all these things for herself? I just added context. Ladies, why should a man get with most women if he already got used box at his disposal? He can already do everything for himself. When he's just gonna get with a woman who got used box too, she's not about to cook and clean. She's just gonna come with problems and demands. Why should he be with her?
All right,
So
you go ahead
True,
and
to
answer.
your point,
Oh, you camming up?
addressing
Dang,
you and your
you childish.
question, I will reiterate, because you asked if I am independent, then what is it that a woman offers? So to your specific point, it would be the compatibility and the connection. So as I said, there are Method Man and his wife for 25 plus years. Denzel, he honors his wife. They have had access to many beautiful women in many sorts. But what tends to keep the connection is that there is some form of compatibility, companionship that goes deeper than the surface level. So that is my response to you, True. Thanks.
To True.
Can I say something real quick? Real quick.
Hold on, no, we gotta get Bo.
Hold on, Toya. Bo, you can go right after Bo. Toya.
So, that's a question that I struggle to answer. Now, here's the other thing is I think men struggle to answer that a little bit too. It varies man to man, don't get me wrong, but I've always struggled with like what exactly is it that I'm doing here? Like how am I benefiting you? How can I benefit you? Because I get like, especially men who are like super independent, they got their own place, they're really nice place, they have their own car, they have a good job, they have like they're really stable in their lives. They cook clean for themselves and they really like they don't need help. And some women have this complex where like they need a man that needs them, like needs you to cook and clean, needs you. So you know what I'm saying? Like some women seek out projects like that. But for like already packaged together men, they complete adults. I'm like, okay, both of us are complete adults. Neither one of us need each other in these ways, in the ways of service, in the ways of like financial ability. So what benefit is it? I know the benefits I want from a man because I don't need him to be an adult, but I struggle because I'm like, how is it that I can show up for you? How can I support you? What can I do for you? So I do struggle with that. And I hope I'm doing well when I'm dating a man, but I don't know. And I ask, and men do struggle answering that question. So it's still an unanswered question.
I
Even
can
for
answer
me.
it. I can answer from my perspective. No matter what I have, my desire. I'm biologically designed to want you, right? You can give yourself to me, right? You but for me, I'm different. Like I want to own you. Like I want all of you, right? And I'll give you everything in the world, right? But I intrinsically I want you, right? Even though y'all pointed out all of the things like the real world tangible things, right? All the stupid shit, right? And I'm old school. I want my woman to cook, clean, and all that type of stuff. But just the feeling of gratitude, just having her and she's mine, right? I think a lot of what Ali and the guys be talking about is like, okay, that's a part of the deal early on, but then eventually, like y'all rip up that deal and they start to lose y'all. But that right there is what you can give a man is yourself. I think that's what traditionally what it was.
You know what I've never heard, Mont, because I don't want you to mont this up, even though I appreciate what you said, right?
Yeah.
See, the reason why I asked it the way I asked it is because it has created in society current day, and I even said this to T, a lot of women are living similar lives to men as far as having to go out in the world, garner resources, take care of responsibilities, whether that was their choice, whether it was circumstantial, that's irrelevant. But there still seems to be some disconnect, and I appreciate what Bo said. I have yet to hear a woman say, you know what, the value I'm gonna bring this man, because I know I'm a whole adult, he's a whole adult, but if he does, decide to connect with me, I'm actually going to not be a burden. I'm not going to exhaust his resources. I'm going to actually create balance and peace where I can. But it doesn't seem like that is a popular opinion because and I said it moments ago, even though you're an adult and you're capable, you've proven you can do this. You don't need me, but you are clamoring for what I can do and stabilize, whether it's resourcefully, connections, and so on and so forth. If the true nature of you not needing a man was existent, you would be dating him, in my opinion, from a humanistic, spiritual, characteristic perspective. That doesn't seem to be the case. It seems that the hyper focus of elimination of men still has to be hyper performance and then even exceed what you've been able to do for yourself. And that's why I asked, if I'm mirroring your life to a degree, because my life is awesome, and you're the woman, you want a relationship as well, what the heck do I get from participating in this thing called a relationship moving forward, since you don't quote unquote need me? And it seems to be very hard for women to answer that.
Can I put my 2 cents?
Sure.
Go ahead, Toya.
Can I put my 2 cents?
Yeah, go ahead, Toya. You up.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say that, for one, I feel like for most, I don't know if you want to call it hyper independent men, because he got, everything that he's supposed to have for himself. I don't want to say hyper independent men. For a man in general, I feel like a lot of the times you're saying, what do they need a woman for? Your woman is supposed to be your helpmate. She's supposed to help you further your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, whatever it is. However she's supposed to help is, getting in wherever she fit in. Let's say you work a job and you got to be up at 2:00 in the morning and you don't get off till, I don't know, 6:00 in the afternoon, right? As your woman, in the morning, if he's up at 2:00 in the morning, you should at least be up making him some kind of breakfast, packing him a lunch for him to take to work or something. You just got to show that there's a time within his day that you thought about him enough to try to make his life a little bit more convenient.
I hear that.
And that's just not little things like, as far as packing his lunch. I'm talking about, everything. Whereas he may come home from a long day at work and he might need to talk to somebody about what happened that day. You should be a listening ear. You should not be there just to criticize or judge whatever he's going through. And there's a lot of different things that I feel like can cover how she can add value to your life.
Okay, that's fair. Do the women of today want to be helpmates? Honestly. Or
no, I feel like the women of today want help and men want love. It's like a double entendre here.
You're being honest, Toya. Thank you.
Another thing is, I think that a woman, if you can duplicate me, right? If you can be an extension of me, right? Somebody that I can trust to do, be competent for, right? But if I can have you be an extension of me, that makes life a whole lot easier. Whether it be in business, one of the hardest things to find is somebody that you can actually trust, who's going to take care of your baby the way that and view your business and everything that you got going on the same way that you view it, right? Be an extension of me. Be so that I can be somewhere else and I'm not there, and I can just trust your vision because you know how I see the world, right? And you just an extension of me. So
you gotta love me. You gotta love me more than I love me. At the end of the day, you gotta love me more than all them other women that love me. You gotta actually bring the peace. You got away from all the problems that I'm already dealing with the outside world, with the black man, with the white man, with every man. You gotta love me more than I love me. That's all y'all have to do. But most of these women, it ain't never gonna happen because the feelings, how you feel, what you're going through matters more so than to be with this man who who leverage all those things for you as well too. But you got to love me, like actually nurture me, actually support me, actually want to be there for me. Like, we can't even ask y'all to cook and clean or ask you what you bring to the table because it's so offensive now to ask that. But women ask for traditional men, but we can't ask for traditional women. But where's the woman that loves this man more than he loves himself? Like, you have to live for this man if you're gonna die for you.
But Bo, I see you don't think that
you better love me more than I love myself, Bo.
Bo, you don't think that anybody can love somebody more than
that was the problem the first time.
I think that people can love someone more than they love them. People do that every day. People love other people more than they love themselves. That is a huge issue, because the person that does not love themselves more than you love them, they are going to drain the life out of you. Because I cannot provide more love for you than you provide for yourself. I cannot. You have to teach me how to love you. You cannot teach me how to love you if I love you more than you love you. It just doesn't. I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. In theory, I understand what you're saying. But in practice, it damages people every single day when that happens. It really does.
Well,
in theory, I get you.
So y'all are selfish by nature. You are unruly by nature. You chaotic by nature. You out of order by nature, and you rebel by nature. When you truly love me, you'll choose order. You'll choose righteousness. You'll choose love. You'll choose family. When you love me more than you love yourself, then we'll have a relationship. Then we'll have a family. Until then, y'all keep picking yourselves and making these horrible decisions again that lead to all these women. Now, probably if I ask everybody, you healing? Yes, I'm still healing. Well, y'all never heal. So again, as long as you keep loving your decisions and the things that you're doing, and not you, Bo, personally, because it's never the women on the panel, until you start loving righteousness in the order of the man, you're gonna still be lost in the chaos.
And can women only be their optimal supportive self if the man alleviates your pain points in your life?
This is evidence of a person who lacks affirmation or lacks some form of fulfillment.
Explain
so
that
this
to
is
me,
what they
True.
call.
Put a name on it. Put a name on it.
This is a godlike. This is a godlike.
True asked the question.
When a person says, and I'm just piggybacking off of what he said, and I'll go over it. But when a person comes in and says, "I am the center, everyone worship," this is the epitome of narcissism. And if you just let a person talk, when a person talks about how much they need to be worshiped and how much they need to be loved, hear them. You can clearly hear what has been missing in their lives. So I would heavily advise for people to run far and wide away from that.
You was obsessed over that person you let bust inside of you.
But
you was obsessed with that. You was obsessed with that person who got that one night stand with you. You was obsessed with that person you was twerking it on. You was obsessed with that person you lied to yourself about that you try to change. Yes, you have to love them more than you love. You have to love them. Can I land, please? Can I land, please? You have to love them more than you love yourself. The problem is you keep loving the wrong person because you try to change. You try to change a man. Instead of accepting him for who he is and loving that man correctly, you want to change him. And y'all keep losing because you think you can outcompete a man. That's your problem.
This is you. This is not a man.
AT. Rest in your feminine. Rest in your femininity. AT. Rest in your soft girl era.
You have
just submit. Just submit. Stop trying to be a man.
Affirmed, how you need to be worshipped. This has nothing to do with anything else or your imagination. I don't know you. You don't know me. You have literally came here and testified that you need to be worshipped, affirmed, that she needs to love you.
Yes.
So this is speaking about your comments and being very clear. When a person says that, you can clearly hear their insecurities. You lack this in some form of your life, and now you need it. So good luck.
Hey, late. Who y'all would have nastiest?
Can I just say something?
Let me just land real quick, JC, to respond to her. Y'all would have nastiest. Y'all would have nastiest, the most filthiest, the most doing whatever the man wanted to when you worship the man. You saw him better than yourself. Y'all know that. So just put the facts on it. If you don't worship him, you don't like him.
I think it's like we have to read in between the lines. And I wouldn't think that Ali is saying like, you know, worship me kissing your feet. Although some people are into that, right? But I think that there's a level of obsession when you want to be somewhere, when you like people want the other person obsessed with them. Like, I don't really think anybody can say like, I don't, you know, you don't want the person that you're with to be all about you, do whatever you want them to do, please you. That's just what it comes with love. And for everybody in the comment, you know, y'all can screw yourself because I really don't care. I'm not a pick me. I just know how to fucking treat a man. But I think that there is, because it's like it's irritating. But I think that there's a level of obsession that you have with a person. You like, who wants to be in a relationship and you don't want to please the person that you're with? You don't want to show them, like, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand that at all.
And if you don't know how, if you don't know how to love the man, if you don't know how to love the man correctly,
love me more than I love myself.
if you don't know how to love the man correctly,
what you said is normal. A lot of the things that you say is normal. What he is saying,
I don't think he meant it right.
Thank y'all. Finally, thank y'all.
Yeah, I don't take that as like a literal. I take it as like almost like you should know when you walk out the door, like, this woman loves me for me. She will put her life on the line for me. In a sense, doesn't mean like, oh, you're gonna run in front of the bus, you know, for this person. I don't take it as like a literal sense in that way. I feel like I don't know. It's just
you know what I hear.
She know that. She know that.
So I understand that he said what he said. This is
Jay,
what I hear.
I see what you mean.
This is what I hear. I hear that both parties, they just need to give. Like, if you focused on giving, right? I think neither you can go wrong. If my goal is to give to you and your goal is to give to me, we good, right? So when I hear like love me more than you love yourself, or love yourself more, I don't know, whatever you were saying, that's what I hear, right? Just pour into me. I'm gonna pour into you. We already know that. Like, so
would y'all, like, Trav, true, do y'all not believe that if this woman love herself more than she love you, she ain't gonna listen to you, she ain't gonna cooperate with you, she not gonna respect you? But if she love you more than herself, she'll put out all those negative characteristics. Even if she have moments at times, she's gonna pick you over her feelings.
I hear what you're saying, Ali, but I know the way that it sounds, and it does sound bad.
But they all three, the other women knew exactly what I'm saying. T had the problem, and you should understand me what I said as well too. You should you should like me more than I like me, and you should like me more than you like yourself. It ain't women do everything for the people that they look at more than themselves. Women don't actually want to be with a man she sees as equal. She wants to be with the man that she looks up to and that she sees better than herself. Y'all know that. Until you know that, that's why you smiling. You don't want to be nobody on your level or beneath you. You want to be with a dude. Ooh, this is something special. This is better than me. This is what I want to be with. That's what you want to be with. And God ordained us that way. That's why most of us bigger than you. That's why most of us faster than you. That's why most of us more logical. That's why we regulate emotions more. That's why we the leaders. You're supposed to cooperate with us. You're supposed to look up to us, because typically we're about order. You typically about disorder. Somebody got to put you in your place.
Put me in my place, baby.
That's right.
You know, I thought about this the other day, and I had a question earlier, but I'll ask this one since I have the mic. Why is it that a man needs a stage in an audience to get the reaction, kind of like what Ali is saying, the admiration from women in general? I'll give you an example, like a Chris Brown. Chris Brown, outside of their relationship, and have them act all out of order off the strength that he's talented. Why is men like that? Why do they get that response from the slew of women, and then the men that you guys choose can't have that same admiration? Where's the
great question? Damn.
All I heard was something about a lot of order and guys, I'm trying to hear. All I heard was something about a lot of order and Chris Brown. What happened? Something about he's talented.
Why does he get more? Why does he get the type of? Why does Chris Brown and Usher get the type of attention they get and the praise that they get, and women even compromising their relationships? They don't even know these people, but your man doesn't get that type of admiration and praise.
Yeah, I can't speak too much of that, but sex
Because y'all don't
sells, so
like
I
them.
guess they're selling
Because y'all
sex.
don't. Because y'all don't. Because y'all
these
don't
women.
like them. Because y'all don't like them. Y'all don't really like these men. That's why I just tell the truth. We just finessing them. We just
So
using them. We using them as a walking billboard till we get to the guy we
That
actually like.
sucks if
But
you're
we
in a
don't really like him
relationship with
either.
somebody and you don't really like him.
Ma'am, listen what you said. We crazy about our women. Like men are crazy about their women. Like we crazy about our women.
so
Y'all, we
much
love
so
y'all
that
like
they
that.
cheat and all of the venereal
We
diseases.
hey, we still love if we
for
cheat. See, you can
years.
use that as one.
This
That
is
granddaddy. See, this is the problem with the
This is
double standards, right?
ridiculous. So
We
much
supposed
so
to
that
protect
there's
them.
so
We
many
supposed to
side
protect and
pieces.
provide for y'all
They
and deal with women who
appreciate you
talk. This is
so
why
much.
women
Hold on,
stay
one at a
single.
time,
'Cause
y'all.
she's keep
It's
trying to
just
talk. Oh, every time I
ridiculous.
talk, T want to talk like she about conscious or something like that. But she keeps saying the wrong things. Thank you for calming down.
Let
But
him
no,
answer.
she.
Let him answer. I
Bro,
want to hear what the women have to say.
who?
The women.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Say nothing.
We keep making things that are very complex into a very small black and white thing. You're talking about an attractive billionaire celebrity. And you're saying, oh my God, why does this celebrity get all of this attention from women? It is just not a fair comparison. Even when you have unattractive, successful, financially successful people in the public's eye, you're always going to garner. This is just like a fishnet. You're going to get everything: shells, bullshit, moss. You may get a few catches, but you're going to get everything. So clearly, you are going to see when there's millions of people that are going to these successful, attractive men, it's a catch-all. It's just not a fair comparison to the everyday man. And if he were in this circumstance, would women still be at that position? So I just think it's an unrealistic comparison.
So I think it's actually a great comparison. And the reason why I think that it's actually a great comparison
He's trying to make
is
that comparison because
Paris.
yeah, he's
I think the reason why it's a great comparison. Bo, what you do? What you doing?
We trying to give you the mic.
Well,
too.
no,
She trying to-
Toya can't. Like Toya got a delay,
No,
and you
Toya
had
got a
already
delay.
started talking. So I'd be like, "Wait, hold on," because she can't. Like, she's not gonna hear me for a while.
Right,
So I'd be
right.
like, "Wait." That's why I do that. Sorry.
But I think it's a beautiful comparison. The reason why I think that is because what he's saying is that why women don't desire their own men in such way that they would desire or lust after a celebrity man. And I think that that is relevant because my man, I will desire every single thing about him. Right? I'm the one that can't keep my hands off my man, you know. But I do hear men feel deprived in that way of feeling desired by their woman. And it's mind blowing that a woman or women that say you gotta stimulate my mind and every time we have snacks and you gotta do this and do that. Why should he have to continue to do that if he's done that already? Now you guys are together and he gotta continue to keep that up just to get something from you. Like, so I get where he's coming from. I don't know where women just drop the ball. Do y'all really like the men y'all with? Like, what's going on? Because the man that I'll be with, I'll be desiring
that's what
every
I'm
little thing
saying.
about him.
No, women don't like men in general. So they want to be around Chris Brown because he gets attention. Women like what gets attention and what other women give attention to. They don't even really like Chris Brown. Chris Brown can't keep a woman. Usher can't keep a woman. Michael B. Jordan can't keep a woman. None of the men y'all claim to like can't keep a woman because they really don't like the people. They just like the fact that they get attention and they want to be around the person because they have power. So again, us brothers, we love our woman more than a Beyonce, more than a Rihanna. And you know what's crazy? We won't even disrespect you if you walk there and say, oh my God, they go Rihanna. I'm so crazy about her. Y'all can't even control yourselves in front of your man. You will kiss another man, be on top of another man, let a man hump you, take $1,000 picture with another man, and won't even spend a date on your man or shoes on your man or a haircut on your man. Y'all just don't like men. I don't know If it's nature, which I'm giving you grace, I don't think it's nature, but it's the way you being socially engineered, it's the way you being conditioned, and it's the way you being programmed. But when y'all have the options, you will still pick not needing a man, but you'll still be crazy over a fan.
Paris, it's not an equal comparison. And I'm not sure if you've heard the analogy of the shiny new toy for Christmas. So a little kid could want, like, oh my God, I want this thing, Mom. I want this thing. Now they get the thing and they open it up first week. They're so excited. Second week, they're excited. Third week, they're excited. Throughout the weeks, by the time you get to the 6th month, that toy is sitting to the side because it lacks luster. So once a person gets accustomed to something, that's one thing. This is just human nature. It could have been the best Christmas gift that they always wanted. So that's just human nature. Secondly, we're talking about comparing a Lamborghini to a Ford. It's no comparison. We're talking about a billionaire, attractive superstar to an everyday person. I just don't see the comparability.
Wow, it says
I don't see the
everything.
comparability to it at all.
Wow.
And I don't think it's
that's
human
not
nature
a good that's not a
to
good
not desire
analogy.
things after a
To
while.
what's at home with you. And I'll just say this, most kids, no matter what toy that they want, there's always that favorite one that they don't want nobody to touch. They put it in the corner, whether it's in a bed, but that's the one that they go home to, or they want to sleep at night with, and they might play with all the other ones. So I don't really think that that's a good analogy, especially when you talk about the shiny car or the
Yeah, I don't think that's a good analogy at all.
Right.
You're
What
choosing
True
the
use,
status,
what True
but
use,
you
right.
have loyalty at home. I think that's
What True use was perfect because y'all say y'all don't care about a man's power. You don't care about a man's status. You don't care if other women like him. Y'all don't want community dick, but it's your favorite type of man. Y'all love a promiscuous man. Y'all love a man to get all the women. Y'all love the man that all the women want, but y'all lie. You will line up and buy tickets from a man that even was supposedly engaging in domestic violence and beating a woman, and y'all still support that woman because y'all don't care about right. You care about what's right for you. That's what you care about.
So, and I can't see your name. I'm sorry. I think it's Jay. So the analogy that I was using was, even if something is most desired, that at some point there is some form of lackluster. And that is absolutely true. That kids over and over again, you will see when they have desired this toy, at one point, it could have been the best thing that they thought about. And then they slowly,
can I
more
say
times
something?
than not.
So that's
sure,
not
they
that's
slowly
not true.
More. No, it is true. It is true. They
No, it's not.
slowly,
So just like
it absolutely is true. There's actually psychology. I will give you this theory so that I can support it. There, at some point, things lose luster.
So that's not true. So just like Jay said, that a child even have their favorite toy, they may have their favorite pillow, their favorite color, whatever. I mean, a cover, whatever it is, that you cannot take it away. You can't wash it. You can't do nothing because they're obsessed with it. So that's not true. Also, I was with a man for 15 years and desired him every moment, even in the situation that, caused me to have to leave the situation. But I still got butterflies every time I was, he entered the room or he left for a while and came back. Like, so that is not accurate. That's not human nature.
Bet me
to,
$50.
after a while,
Bet me $50.
Not desire a person.
There's a difference between not true and that there is also another circumstance. What you're saying, there is literally psychological facts that support what I'm saying. It's the lackluster theory. So it is truth behind it. Now, what you're also saying,
I feel like
that
both arguments can have
in
some truth to them.
to what I'm saying,
man, y'all better stand on it.
That there also are circumstances where a kid has their favorite toy. And I'm saying, in comparing the two, that human nature has been shown that a person typically that desires something so greatly, there is a declination in that. So both things are true. There is no discount of what I'm saying. There is a theory that supports it.
So my sister Toya and my sister Paris, what y'all are observing is what men repeatedly go through every single day, trying to be logical with their women. That's what y'all observing right now. As logical as y'all are trying to be, as much as you made your points and gave the
Narcissism and weaponization.
as much as you gave the context, and see how she talked. This is what happens in relationships as well too. The need to be right is what you're observing right now. This is what we're talking about our sisters. Instead of conceding and we move on to the next topic, T is going to go to the end of the universe to be right, and she's going to be wrong every single time. But it doesn't matter as long as she gets the last word.
So I'm going to talk because your opinion does not matter that much to me, and we are on a panel for just that.
Then why are you responding to me?
These are open.
Another lie.
These are open conversations to hear thoughts from people. So just because you try to weaponize and twist something to fit your narrative does not change things. So
who agrees with
T? At any point.
Why am I bothering you by asking that question? Why am I bothering you?
Can I say something?
Let her
something that is not true. At any point, there's something that says. At any point, if anyone says something that is not true, then I am going to say that here is the information to support that. I'm not going to just sit there and concede and be like, "Oh my God, let you have the." I don't give a fuck about a last point. What I said was true. That there is a lackluster theory, which she said was true as well, which is that you do have some kids who, in the analogy, who cherish that joy. But what she said is a falsehood when she said that what I said was not true. And I'm going to stand on that.
Toya, we got to get Toya in there, but I do think that there's credence to what T is saying. I don't think it's as crazy as everybody's making it seem. I do think it's Paris is saying something too. But let's get Toya in there.
No, I just was gonna say that with T, I feel like both things can be true at once. Like what you are saying is 100% valid, and also what the point that Jay made was also 100. Was it Jay or Paris? One out of two. Also very valid. But at the same time, I think the problem is Chris Brown is a celebrity, right? This is something that you maybe it's like a fantasy. It's like something that's just it's like a movie. It's something that's real. You know it's real, but you can't really touch it, right? So if you have a man that's in your life and he is everything that you need him to be, right? I feel like there's a line that most women should draw, but I feel like they don't, and they allow those lines to be crossed when he's a celebrity, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really count. It does count, because at the end of the day, are you willing to disrespect your man over this celebrity that you're never gonna get? And I think that's where we have to draw the line.
Yeah, I think that the point was just the desire for that celebrity, and it's not being the same at home with your man. I don't think it's equates, to...
that's like this. That's like saying I desire to eat 100 chocolate chip cookies over this, celery stick that's probably better for me. You know what I mean?
No. I don't think you're getting it quite right. So like,
If she was right, if she was right, wouldn't it have to be equivalence with men, straight men, not gay men? You see gay men crazy over Beyonce or Rihanna's, then there should be a whole bunch of straight men that do the same thing that straight women do over these men. You don't see straight men going crazy over Beyonce's and the Rihanna's or any of these women.
Well, to be fair, straight men are particularly stoic, and they also don't put themselves out there like that. Not for no celebrity either. They would rather do that for some.
Like
I'm really supporting your point. They would rather do it for someone that they're with and in real life, right?
So it defeats.
No, I think that Toya is not getting it. Like, I get what you're saying, but these women go to these concerts, get pulled up on stage, and do all kinds of crazy, nasty things on stage for this man that they don't even know. Like, I don't know where your hands been. You've been holding on to the microphone. You've been dancing on stage, hands on everything. And then you gonna put your hand in my mouth. You gonna put your hand in some cherries and then put them in my... Sir, first of all, that's unsanitary. Second of all, I would never do that for a man who's not my man. I do not agree with this shit. And so What they're saying is,
yeah, that's
you
what I'm
go
saying.
and
There
do
has to
all
be a
of this
line
crazy
being
thing.
drawn.
Yeah, you go do all of this nasty stuff with this man on stage in front of this crowd of people, but I can't get you to do no nasty stuff behind closed doors. That is crazy.
Yeah, so from what I understand is there's a level of admiration that seems to be unlocked based on a man's status, a man's success, a man's bread, all of that. And the question for the women is how do how does the man that you're with get that level of admiration, or is that even possible? And then if it's not possible for you to have that level of admiration, then what is it you're actually admiring? And I really try not to get caught up in the whole love thing per se, because love is fleeting, right? Just like how men who are responsible for women, even if the relationship starts to deteriorate, men still sees it as his duty to do at least what's baseline. Whereas once a woman get tired, she not trying to hear none of that shit. So the women who typically continue to do this, they have a sense of duty like the men, where even if they might not be feeling it today, they still provide what it is that they think their man wants willingly. So that's a level of cooperation that is typically seen from men, even when things are bad, whereas we don't see that as much from women. That's the sentiment that we have as men, where we just don't feel like that is delivered equally.
I think it's work, and I think maybe a lot of women don't understand how it does work. But like, for example, I know the nature of women. I know like what will happen with most women. Like a lot of us guys forget to do certain things, right? A woman will ask us to do something, we'll forget to do it, take the trash out or something like that. You gotta ask us 2 or 3 times. Those type of things make a woman feel a certain way about you over time. However, a lot of men will, we'll give women grace for forgetting. We ain't a lot of the shit they forget. We ain't even gonna mention. It ain't a big deal, right? And women don't understand that you have to work to fight that feeling of you're my enemy because you didn't take the trash out, or I asked you to do this and it's not done, and all this type of stuff, right? That takes work, but I don't think a lot of women are cognizant of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but a lot of the men will still get the same performance, even if they did it. Like the way you see it, the woman likes you the most is when you have the least. When a man has a lot, you get more problems, you get more demands. She wants more of the leisure life. She wants to do less. So even if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, she's still not. Most of these women not going to perform. Ultimately, the only way this woman will see you in that way is if she actually likes you and she sustains that desire for you. That's the only way. If you have to do something for her, if you have to constantly perform, if you can't make a mistake and she loses interest and she's not into you, then that's her problem. It ain't got nothing to do with us. Like you say, she can not give you head on demand. She might not give you sex when you need it. She might not be cooking your favorite meal. But the man, like Trev said, we still love our women. We still crazy about our women. We can work a 12-hour shift. We still want to come home, break the brakes off of her. It has to ultimately come to the mental state of a lot of women. Again, I want to give grace. I'm hoping it's programming, and there needs to be deprogramming. But ultimately, if it's nature, a lot of women naturally don't like men.
Dope Daddy, to your point, I agree. And I also think that there is a deeper biological and psychological effect with men being driven by sex. So I do agree, like as an example, and I can just take the sample of women that I'm exposed to, that we're not light switches. So if something is going on in the relationship and we're having issues, that most women aren't going to be like, okay, let's jump in bed and have sex. But there's something behind men that there can be that same thing going on and they want to screw. So I don't know what that is. But I will say that there has to be some level of fixing it. Like in order for me to open my legs to you, that my head, my heart, all of that stuff needs to be adjusted where we are in a good space because otherwise it doesn't mean anything. So I literally want to dig deeper into how men can just overlook that. Like how we could be so connected to it, and then men can just overlook it and they just want to have sex. Go ahead.
Y'all know that's not true though.
I really wish Paris would answer that. Because I think she has an, because I think it would be better from a woman's perspective, and I think she's equipped to answer that.
Well, thank you. So I don't know.
See,
I think she was
No, I
asking
do
men,
know,
though.
but you just put me on the spot.
No,
the men they really like ain't got to do a damn thing, Trev.
no. I get it. I get it, but I think that because here's the problem, right? Sometimes Ali, we could beat him in the head with it, and it sometimes it don't land, right? I'm pretty sure at least the women might be able to hear it if they hear it from a woman's perspective, and I think that Paris has a very good answer for what
she said she didn't know.
Just said she said she does know right after that.
Oh, okay.
She just said she was put on the spot, but you're still gonna do it, right?
Sure.
Thank you.
So I think that came back to what I was talking about earlier of how women say, you have to stimulate my mind, you have to do this, and men say, why do I have to do all these things just to get sex from you, right? I think that women overthink things. I'm a little different. That's why I don't know why he asked me to answer the question, because I'm a little different. I'm the hypersexual one in relationships. So, and I'm also Aries, so I get over things very quick. So I want you to love me the next minute after we get done arguing or whatever the case is. I don't care about all that. So I'm a little different, but I know that most women are emotional and they're still in their feelings. So in the moment of you wanting sex from her and you haven't resolved you guys' issues, she's still emotionally, connected to whatever was going on. She don't know how to separate the two. Me, I do, because I don't really care. But what you
y'all, a lot of men said we should expect you to be the same way we got you. That you should expect the woman to change, right? I was calling you over at 2 a.m. and busting you down every day. You was making me a smoothie at 3 o'clock, and we probably going for a second round at 4 a.m. So I got you that way. Most of y'all was our hoes before we wiped you up. So what changes again? Y'all, what y'all do is finesse the way men finesse and ghost women when they just want sex. We tell you what you want to hear. Y'all do all these nasty, freaky things. Show up when we need you to show up. Fix the food the way we need you to fix the food. And then when we get in a relationship, y'all ghost us in a relationship and stop being our hoe. That's what happens. We got you as our hoe, and you stop being our hoe when you're supposed to keep performing. We still doing something at 2 o'clock in the morning. And God gave us a phenomenon where men have morning wood and have our highest testosterone level so we can get out the way before anybody has to work. So again, if you say keep her or keep doing the same things you were doing when I got you, just like you want that man to keep dating you as well too, then you need to still be that freak nasty hoe that I had when I got you.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think she's talking about when you have arguments or in a disagreement stage, and then you still want smacks on top of that when y'all haven't resolved that mental disagreement that you guys had. I think that's where she's coming from with that. But I mean, I don't think she's saying anything about not giving your man,
Y'all
sex.
love having makeup sex when we mad. Even when we mad, we had that y'all love makeup sex when we mad at each other. Y'all love makeup sex when we mad. You love it. Y'all know y'all do. Don't do that again, please.
I was gonna say, I think the opposite. I think women know that men are wired this way. T's question was, I just like maybe we need to. I don't want to put words in my mouth, but like fix it and figure out how. Like, why do men just consistently want sex when a woman isn't emotionally in that space at that time? But I think that we have to understand, like we have to be a little bit more understanding to how each other work. Like women, yeah, okay, we're more wired emotionally, and yeah, there are those that aren't as much, but like Paris. But it's like, okay, if you know that your woman, this is going to shut her down, then be more understanding and mindful, right? If you know that no matter what, when he wakes up in the morning, I want to set him off, I want him to have a good day. I know this is what he wants. Yeah, we still have a commitment. I think that what people do is they don't continue the commitment. They don't continue how they started with something. You might not always, you shaking your head, but here's the thing. A woman may not always like her man at that moment, but the commitment is having sex with him, right? You're in a relationship with him.
I want to get
You're
in there
with
real
him.
quick. I'll leave pause. So
hey, slow down.
When it come to I
Slow
get
down,
what
brother.
I get what T's saying, right? I understand it. I've been with women who, when we having issues, they don't mind fucking, right? They actually think that helps the situation, and maybe that's just something. Maybe that's an issue that they had. I don't fucking know. But I've also been with women who, when they feel a certain type of way, their body just don't work like that, right? And I do know a lot of us men want to be leaders, and I can't tell other men how to lead, but I'll give my perspective on what I think. In these situations, I understand that if my woman feel a certain way, I don't want you to feel a certain way and go to sleep. So we're going to have a conversation, and I'm going to try to make you feel comfortable. Let's talk about it. Let's get it. What is the pain point here? What don't you understand? As far as logic wise, but also how do you feel? These are two different things. I want you to understand the logic of what decision I made or whatever it is, but I also want you to be comfortable. And that's the perspective of a leader. But however, it can be taxing also always doing that. Even though we're the leader, it is what it is. I'm always going to have to do it. However, sometimes it does help to meet us in the middle, right? To kind of like make our job a little bit easier sometimes. But I think that comes with time. Once your woman kind of knows who you are and she knows that you do this, like she kind of know your system already. She know, like, I don't know, but that's my take.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because there's different types of women. And like to Jay's point, I think that if a woman is the type of woman that's giving it to her man as often as he, wants it, and desiring him in that way. And if y'all have a disagreement and he can tell that, okay, she's thrown off, something is different, because normally she will be with it, or she'll be on me, or, this is not how she normally act sexually, then he'll take the time, like you said, and evaluate her situation instead of forcing her to do something that he knows that she normally would do without question. So if something is off, then let's have that conversation. So I totally agree with you on that too. But there's so many different people. But I do agree that you shouldn't have to. Women that always have a problem, that's a problem. So sometimes it can become a problem to always have to stop and talk to her, stop and talk to her, stop it and see where her mental state at. Like that could be a problem.
Can I give y'all a perspective to the ladies? We don't get turned on paying bills. We don't get turned on working. We don't get turned on always having to produce to be seen as a man in today's existence, right? In today's society. But we do get turned on for doing it for you and seeing your reaction. A lot of y'all love us the way you saw your mama love your daddy or disrespect your daddy. It doesn't turn you on to see your man's reaction for what you do to him. It's almost like you never processed it or don't know how to do it. And you have to bring yourself to the point where you start enjoying and loving and seeing the reaction on your man's face. We don't like doing all the stuff that we doing without no purpose. But when we doing it for y'all and you appreciate it, you value it, it turns us on to see y'all going crazy about it. A lot of women, once you have to actually be a woman, once you actually have to be responsible, once you actually have to be a mother and wife, you get dry because you never had to do that before. Most women prolong being in a relationship, being in a marriage, having to take care of an actual family for years. They can just take care of themselves. You can tell everybody you a good mama. You can tell everybody you were strong and independent when nobody watching. But when you have to get in front of a man that you actually supposedly love and appreciate, and you can't no longer just talk it and you got to perform, it makes you dry because you feel insecure to the point that you're not showing up for the man like you're supposed to. And when he has expectations and standards, it you don't like it, you don't enjoy it, but you have to put yourself in the position to be the woman that you might have not been raised to be.
I know another thing that women should like really try to be cognizant of. A lot of times women can make you their enemy in a situation. Like they can literally see you as an adversary. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's social, the way they socialize or nature, whatever it is, but that's something that they should at least try to be cognizant of. Is I don't know if it's like from their friendships, because a lot of y'all friendships, y'all kind of be low key hating each other, but y'all still be friends. But yeah, like y'all look at your man as your fucking enemy. It's like, yo, it's we playing chess or something like that, and I think that's a big problem too.
It's natural. We all have it. I think we all encountered something similar as men. If we weren't prepared to be a man and we met a woman that was deserving of being supported and protected and being invested in, and you still wanted to think like a boy, she became your enemy. She's putting you in a position where you have to man up for her. That's the position they get put in when they meet dealing with boys and they can finesse and use them and get whatever they want. They find they ain't got no expectations. That's why they like bad boys, because they ain't got no expectations. It's not because they actually like them. But when they finally get a man and they have to show up as a woman, if she's not prepared to be a woman, it turns her off. And the man becomes her enemy because you're putting her in the spotlight and holding her accountable for her behaviors.
All right. I'll go ahead and get to these super chats so we can close out. Y'all good? Let me do a well-being check. You good, Candy? Okay. Yeah, you heard a lot. You're gonna have some good conversations with your folks tomorrow. Like, you don't believe what I heard.
And I seen I don't know, it was just the way he was speaking too that reminded me of a situation where I met this guy I don't know, a couple years ago or whatever, and it was just his conversation, it was if I tell you, he called his kid possibles, and I said, could you elaborate? And he said, because if we're doing what we're doing, and I tell you I don't want the babies because I'm not financially stable, and you keep them your kids. And I was just it was just when I hear stuff, I kind of be taken aback a little bit, because that's just not again the life I live. So it's whoa. So yeah, but it was nice. It was really nice.
Okay. So when you say you talking about Ali?
Yes, Ali, no offense, and no disrespect, because I feel you're just very passionate about what you believe in. I don't think it's that you mad or anything like that. But that I'm an energy person, so I feel a lot, I absorb a lot. And so it just reminded me of similar or men that I've come across before. And it's if we got a dishwasher, you better wash them dishes out by hand. And it's just wrong. Just everything's okay. So that's why I've been not confused, but it's just a lot.
Candy, are you fighting saying who hurt you? Are you fighting to say that? To not say that?
a candy apple. I love candy apples too. I love me some candy apples, right?
No, it's just literally
can you tell me can you tell me one thing you disagree with me on?
I wouldn't say that I disagree with you. I feel your opinion is your opinion. And I feel you have a right to tolerate certain things and not tolerate others. I just feel that works for certain people and it comes off abrasive to others. So maybe it's not even what you say, just how you say it. You know what I mean? Maybe it could just be worded a little bit differently. And I think because I think that happened in sometimes when some of the debates back and forth, it was just a lot with the wordplay.
You like Ace Metaphor?
I mean, I listened to him a little bit, but not really. I'm just in tune with the mind.
Do you follow him?
I'm in school for forensics.
Do you follow Ace Metaphor?
Probably, I don't know.
I understand now. I see what's going on.
But
Make them pockets hurt. La 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 la. Go ahead and get that money, do that, and make his pockets hurt. Marry before Stop giving these niggas kids. Stop giving them kids.
Hey girl, you watch Ollie and the Untouchables? Nah, girl, they talk too much.
Man, this about man, they talk too much. They talk too much. Too much for real.
They talk too much, Habibi.
They talk too much.
Y'all talk too much.